The following is brought to you by the People's National Party.
Make the trumpets play. Jamaican people want better. Economy coming like stormy weather. Ancestors are turning on them grave. They can tell me how we can do it together. When we look at the future of precipice, we see Jamaica needs the vision of the PNP. People said the bag of promises, them can't carry go shop. And the crime rate getting high, I wonder when it a go stop, comrades. Jamaican people want better. Economy coming like stormy weather. Ancestors are turning on them grave. We can tell me how.
The proceeding was brought to you by the People's National
I know why you come to me with that foolishness, you know. You elect a prime minister, and is a prime minister run the country. It is time we learn to hold our leaders accountable for their actions and stop making excuses for them. Stop making excuses. Otherwise, go elect the people who really run in the country. And I don't want the right side that stupid argument. Hold the people you elect accountable. And stop making excuses for them.
Hello, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to D-Day. We have arrived. Finally, it is the day when we will get rid of this summit. When we will be putting in our new Prime Minister.
Exactly.
Welcome to those in television land. Welcome to our silent supporters. Welcome to everyone in the chat. Thank you, as usual, so much for tuning in. And thank you for holding steadfast. And the day has finally arrived. All right, so this morning is Jamaica General Election 2025 and Jamaica votes. We have some information for you regarding the polling stations, and then we will try to get coverage as the day goes on as to what is happening in the different constituencies. Remember, guys, when you come in, thumbs up the live, share us out if you can. And if you are new to the channel, please show us some support by subscribing. That will be greatly appreciated. I'm just going to say an umbrella welcome to everyone in the chat because it's already running a bit fast. And a special bless up to our channel members and also to our moderators. Today's panelists, we have Mystic Sensation as usual, the host with Baron and Anne-Marie. We have Melting Pot. Pinksque will be joining us later. We'll also have Chairman Rohan James. Mr. Rattigan and Tara J. Vlogs and Dialogues will also be joining us later on today. Without any delay, I am just going to hand over to Baron and then he will continue.
Thank you, honey. Thank you, honey. My mouth just grease up because I'm well one coming in, you know. But wonderful work. We can't, let me tell you, Jamaica. Right, in terms of wifey participation, trust me, marvelous. I mean, she's a technical savvy person, and of course, she's behind the scene working diligently for Jamaica. And let me say this: she's doing a wonderful and fantastic job. Having said that, today is the D-Day, and we have all the information that you need. We are going to provide you with the area in terms of the region. We are going to give you the detail as it relates to polling stations. We are going to give you the detail as it relates to what going on. You understand, an hourly update. We also have information as it relates to the candidate and who the candidate running against. All of that information, we have it. We have everything over here for you. So, you know, we're fully loaded. We're right. We're well loaded. Today, we come out with what? Full metal jacket. And remember, you know, you know, who is in studio with me right now. The man who bring the sledge. The last time we looking at him toolbox, and only hammer in there. Him have hammer, him have sledge, him have all the tools, because you know tonight, let me say this to you. When we finish, all right, I'm going to make a prediction. Right, and I want the chat to be very interactive today in terms of people calling, telling us, right, their prediction, right? We are going to process it, right, and we are going to, you know, very interactive while we are going through some clips and doing some coverage. So we're going to do everything today, right? We are going to remind people, right, as it relates to the manifesto while they go along, people who, right, will be voting at respective times. You understand? Providing them the information. We are going to get back into history. We're going to do everything. So today we begin 7 o'clock in the morning and close. And after we close, people, we are going to have a 9 night for the Jamaica Labour Party. What me say we're going to have? A 9 night. So before we bring in Melting Pot, let me bring in my prediction, and I want people to write it down. I think based on what I am looking on, right, my prediction tonight, right, this morning, right, hold on there, 43 seats, right, based on what, right, I am looking on, you understand, with absolute certainty, right, we are going to take home 43 seats, right? I know some Melting Pot go for 63, but I say 43 seats because there are some seats that narrow, which I do believe that the People's National Party, right, is going to win them, right? But just for safety, right, because I want to be quite measurable, right, safely to say that the PNP will be taking home 43 seats. So, honey, right on my prediction, that is Byron prediction. Let you know Melting Pot, and Melting Pot have to introduce himself and also give us his prediction and tell us why he has that prediction. Melting Pot, come in.
Wonderful and pleasant good morning to every blood and fire comrade, Jamaica and worldwide. A pleasant good morning to our host, Mystic Sensation, and the beautiful wife, Lady Marie, our technical director, as usual, who will be working behind the scene this morning through the afternoon into tonight to give us all that we need as the result comes through. And we will also be doing, you know, our roving coverage throughout the island right throughout the day. We will be very interactive with our, you know, our persons who are always in the space, our tried, proven, and tested members of the Mystic Sensation Revelation. So, you know, today will be the fanfare day for everyone, you know. So we're not just keep it in the house. We're gonna expand it. Feel free to call in. Yeah, but my prediction, you know, yeah, I'm gonna be realist. I'm not gonna be optimist. I'm going 62. And the reason why, I know some people somewhere them stubborn because them build a tower block there. You know, me that try to chip it down, but you know, the contractor general say Melting Pot. You know, I got couple of one here. So 62. My 62. Prediction. Yes, man.
All right.
And the reason why I say 62, you know, when I look, it's only one seat I see with any substance, and that is down in West Kingston with dead man Mackenzie there. Everywhere else weak.
Yes.
Every seat guys score through all the candidates with them put up. I know see none of them capable of running 100 meters. Them weak. Some you wanna come in and beat them again. Yeah, you have a pastor when you a reverend when you Patu, him can't even see. So you know him have to get a beating. Must get a beating. God, the people them, I'm telling my people, the people them, you know, tired of where I go on. Because if we look, you know, and spread with eye far and wide, you know, Have we ever seen so much flight going to Jamaica with people going down to participate in our election? People just remember our election has been something that people never want to hear about, much as we talk about, much as we participate. But you see, the current climate has given people a new energy. The people them revive through social media, platform like Mystic Sensation and Real Load Some Man in the Wilderness, and Mr. Rattigan platform, and others. Yeah, because I'm not gonna be biased. Yeah, everybody chip in and put them work to make this thing what it is. And as I say, you know, we've been saying D-Day all along. But I want to just, you know, let some people know that D-Day also means Deliverance Day.
Exactly.
So you know, I'm play today now. Because people, I'm a bench t-shirt to come out with this man, you know, because I'm a bench hands off and the team once and for all. And see that the captain up here, so you know me have authority for bench him. So without any further ado, I just want to say it's been a ride that I have enjoyed. And I know you, the voters, have enjoyed the ride as well. And finally, get the grand gala day to perform on stage and exercise the vote, the rights of democracy. Yeah, because I mean, you know, this government, you know, is a regime dictatorship government, you know. Yeah, because them try to rise it up, but we nip it in the bud. So them is a mini dictator organization. How we couldn't make them rise up. Yeah. And one more step that they do want to really rise up was to change the constitution. And we beat that till the hammer bend and mash it come back. So people, I want to enjoy today. I want you all to show, you know, your solidarity, help each other, elderly people them who don't have a ride, just bring them along, man. Yeah? Bring them along. Be the good Samaritan today. Yeah? Help each other along the way. Bring out the elderly, make them vote. Yeah? And make sure the phone them fully charged too, you know. Make sure the phone them is fully charged.
All right.
Because you want to see everything that's happening, because these guys them say them not surrender. But me want to know if a guy were weak.
Okay, so Melting Pot having some technical issues. Okay, Melting Pot, go ahead.
Yes. So as I said, D-Day means Deliverance Day as well.
All
Jamaica
right.
needs deliverance from this Andrew Holness-led regime. I yield back the floor, my brother.
All right. Before I start this morning, I want to, you know, speak a prayer of righteousness and protection over all the voters this morning as we seek good governance. So I'm calling upon the Almighty God, the God of Daniel, the God of Moses, the God of Abraham, and the God of all of us, the most omnipotent, the most omniscient, the most omnipresent, the all-powerful God, the God who knows all things, and the God who is here and there. We are asking for your blessing, your guidance. As you once show your power before, leading the children of Israel away from Pharaoh. We are asking you, Father God, to guide us on this mission, delivering your people from the sons of Pharaoh. We have seen what this government has done to the people of Jamaica. And we are praying for deliverance today. Father God, we here today, we put our trust in your hands. The protector of our lives, the giver of our lives. Lead us. Show us the way. And today, while we proceed in making a change, in accepting good over evil. Father God, we are with you and we are confident that you will guide and protect us and deliver the history for all of us to put back Jamaica on its path, to build a nation that build on the rock of morals, to build on the bridge of being ethical. We have seen a government that disregard his people. You have seen a government that participate in Ponzi scheme. You have seen the Ponzi scheme had facilitated $5 million US to the Jamaica Labour Party. We are asking you, Father God, to deliver us from evil. Plead my cause, O Lord, with them that strive with us and fight against those that fight against us. Be today our shield and buckler. Deliver a message of deliverance. Jamaica people, deliverance is a must. D-Day, we put our trust in you. Mighty God, and you will deliver. Amen. Let us begin. Work as usual. Right? Now, when we pray, let us bring in Sister Pat because we said we want the call to. Today is not really interaction. We are going to break down the documents. We are going to show all the information. We are going to be very inspirational today. My lovely Sister Pat, please go ahead. You're on Mystic Sensation Live.
Good morning. Just trying to give you the good news. I already passed my vote.
Woo! All right. One
I
up.
already passed my vote. And I'm in Brownstone now, heading back home.
Yes.
So watch it on the big screen. I put me I use. And the atmosphere look good. The orange is looking very well.
Okay.
The orange is flowing.
All right.
You see a few green, yes, but the orange look good and it's serious.
And which area?
That's for some vote again.
All right. Well, I want to Sister Pat because like you vote, right? We are going to ask some questions.
Yeah.
So, which constituency? Yeah. Which constituency is that?
Northwest St. Anne's.
Northwest St. Anne's. And how does it look? As you have just mentioned, so the atmosphere look good. You understand? And you're pretty confident that everything is, going as to the energy of the PNP, right?
Yes, right. As we see it right now.
Okay.
If look out only for food and then come back on the road, I can assist them if you want anybody to move this or move this up.
All right.
As the time go on, but go home back, start up little boy properly, then now we can get the road.
Okay. And before you go, Sister Pat.
Every 10 person, yes, it's 7 PMP 3 game. That's why it's generation.
Wow. So you're talking about now what you are giving us, right, as it relates to your observation.
Yes,
the ratio, wow, the ratio like a 10 to 1. Ratio.
Yeah,
still early, but at least you understand, at least. Yes, we are setting the trend.
Every market actually closed down. And you know what I mean? It's not like a Christmas.
Huh?
Yeah.
So she's against Christmas.
Like a Christmas. Like a polling station.
Whoa.
Also some piece of it, as a young girl, with young people, not pretty young, but late 20s.
Yes.
Early 30s, them are going to vote. And them are with the head.
Yes. All right, Sister P. We thanks.
I just progress.
Yes.
When we come back out, we can go again.
All right. You understand? We are very much happy for that update. Sister P, continue to update us throughout the day. God bless you, and we asking God protection. You understand, over your life, my sister. Bless up, sister. Blessings.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so we are getting some good energy right early out from Sister P, right? That the energy look good. It seems like what she's seen there, right? The ratio between the PNP and the JLP, PNP 7-1 ratio is going on there. So
What constituency was that, Baron? That is
Northwest,
sorry, 73 ratio.
Northwest St. and Melting Pot, and it is Gabriela Marissa and Crystal Lee.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
so that
yeah.
is PNP Gabriela Morris to JP.
Crystal Lee German. Crystal Lee German.
Since we are on that note, what I'm going to ask YP to do is to put up the polling stations so that people can be aware.
So you're gonna read through them?
Yes, so I'm going to read through the polling stations now, people, at the time they're open, because we don't want anyone to miss anything, you know. That's why we have all the information for you this morning. So we are going to give you all the update, and I want people to see it. So for people who are looking and people who tune into Mystic Sensation, as it relates to specifically all the voting polling stations, this is it. Now, so coming from Kingston Western, Desmond Mackenzie CD, Tivoli High School, 1 p.m., Kingston Central, Donovan Williams Mono High School, Kingston East and Port Royal, Bishop Courtney Burnett, Renat Lodge, all age 9 a.m., St. Andrew West Rural, Juliet. What is this the JP thing?
It's just do the voting station. That's the list that was sent to us.
Okay, JP candidate voting station.
Sorry.
I don't want to read that.
But that's the list that was sent to us.
I don't want to read JP thing. Make JP people them read JP thing, right?
Let's see. Did she send us an update?
No, but I don't want that information. Give me the PNP information as it relates to that.
We don't have that. That's
No, the candidates and the names for the different candidates like this. PNP and we don't have that.
It's not. I'm working on putting it together.
Oh, okay, all right. So YP is working on that in terms of the information there. Now, for Jamaican people, we are going to present as it relates to, because it's just only me and Melting Pot here, and we are going to break down some of the things, right? And remember, the line is open for people to call and interact with us. We are here. Now, let us get into, when we talk about a good leader, right? And one of the reasons why people need to put in Mark Golding as our next Prime Minister, we are going to go through Mark Golding autobiography. Without any delay, honey, let us get into Mark Golding autobiography. Why? So people, right? We are vying for Mark Golding to be the Prime Minister of Jamaica because on the principle of ethics, morals, and good principles, honesty and integrity, and accountability. And so then this is what we are doing in terms of that, making sure that people understand the leader, know the leader, right? And know the leader character and good attributes, right, of a good gentleman. And this is the person we want to be our Prime Minister. We don't want any person with any criminal mind, no criminal mind, to be our Prime Minister. We want good, honest, hardworking people who work for their wealth, not stealing it.
Biography. Mark Golding, born July 19, 1965 in Mona, St. Andrew, is the leader of the opposition and president of the People's National Party. His father, Sir John Golding, was a British orthopedic surgeon who came to Jamaica in 1953. He stayed for more than 40 years, serving as a professor at the University of the West Indies and building rehabilitation services for polio and spinal injury patients. His mother, Patricia Levy Golding, was the daughter of Dr. Logan Levy, a Jamaican medical officer at the Savannah Lamar Hospital, and an Australian mother. Patricia worked in Jamaica's civil service before marrying Sir John in 1961. Golding grew up on the UWI Mona campus, attended Mona Prep and Campion College, then studied at Oxford University and University College London. He built a career in law and business, later serving as Minister of Justice 2012-2016, and since 2020, he has led the PNP and the parliamentary opposition.
All right, take it away. We are showing you the building block of which Mark Golding came from, right? Now, as it relates to his father, Sir John Golding, right? That originally care for people. There's no form of fabrication in terms of the care, right? And so then Mark Golding, coming from that foundation of care, right? Mark Golding grew up with a lot of these patients, you understand, understanding these patients and have a genuine love and care for these patients. So it was very easy for our Mark Golding decision as it relates to when our students got trapped in Ukraine, right? That our student at the time was pleading for help for the Jamaican Labour Party government to help them. And the Jamaican Labour Party turned their back on them and said they need to take out loans to come home. Mark Golding see it differently because Mark Golding has a natural art of love and care for his Jamaican people. Remember, Mark Golding wasn't the Prime Minister, but Mark Golding had done the moral and ethical thing. Went into his personal savings, right, and pay for those students to come home. So people need to look on those things. Let us get into the PNP manifesto. And we're going to have people calling in, giving us updates, right, as the time go along, right? Let us get into the manifesto as why we need to vote for the People's National Party.
It stands on 10 pillars: justice for all, access to quality education, modern infrastructure, agriculture and food security, innovation and industry, care for the vulnerable, accountability in governance, land and housing, opportunity for youth, violence prevention, and environmental resilience.
All right, and let us give some flashback. Real News TV, PNP Major Rally, the Square. Let us get into, the rhythm of the day. Now talk to them, brother Damon.
You see the man will buy them bus, they will charge 300 million for 1.4 billion. He is going to jail. Hold on. You see the one named Roel Reed, what he from Pinksque, he is going to jail. If you cannot explain 28 bank account, then it's 1 year for every bank account. You are going to jail. So remember, my comrades, to remind them, do not fret about the security, fret about the judge, because one by one, they're going, one by one. Comrades, I might not see you before the celebration conference. So I have one last question. Comrades, what is under my nose?
I'm out. What a man, bud. Now, Melting Pot, I'm going to bring you in, but let me just build a background. The Jamaica Labour Party today, going to the poll and look at all the cloud that over the Jamaica Labour Party going into the poll, going to the poll. Number one, has not signed the code of conduct, right? Number two, as it relates to the Integrity Commission investigators, having so many of the Jamaica Labour Party members of parliament, right, under surveillance as it relates to illicit enrichment. We haven't, except for Andrew Ones, who is the king scammer, we have not learned anything of the others, right? And they are asking the Jamaican people. They are saying to the Jamaican people, in spite of our criminality, you still need to go to the poll and vote for us. We will not tell you who we are or if we are under investigation. Just go to the poll and vote for us. What can go so. And here today, Jamaica need to realize what the Jamaica Labour Party is saying to the electorate, that the electorate don't need to know who under investigation. They need to go and vote for some of these potential criminals who, right, have done the Jamaican people wrong, solid wrong. And you are asking the Jamaican people to go and vote and put in this criminal. Point to prove. Andrew Honest, right, did not act on moral principle, did not act ethically when the judge found Dalrymple guilty of corruption. Guilty, Andrew Honest. So I'm going to talk to you this morning and talk to the people. But what did you do? You steal Dalrymple. And what you have done, you have making sure that you secure Dalrymple career, because you are like Dalrymple. Dalrymple carry out one of your many deeds. And so then you haven't seen anything wrong as it relates to Dalrymple moral compass gone wrong and have no ethics. But you are saying to the people that in spite of the judge found Dalrymple guilty, that the people of Trelawney, South Trelawney, must still go and vote for Dalrymple. People, I want you to listen to me this morning. Let us reverse the curse and send back the evil and tell Andrew Honest that, listen, time come. And after the People's National Party become the next incumbent government, we are going to ask you to surrender, all of you guys, to surrender your documents. Come in, our melting pot in the space.
Thank you, Sir Byron. You know, what you just mentioned here, you know, as we know, it relates to the Jamaica Labour Party and more so Andrew Honest, trying to tell Jamaican people that forget about the facts, just embrace the friction, the lies, the corruption.
Yes.
We cannot have that. That is a sign of weak leadership and Andrew Honest's part. Because, I mean, under no circumstance, if Andrew Honest was a clean and Prime Minister with clear thought process, he would have signed the code of conduct. And he would not put the clause in the Integrity Commission as it relates to the gag order. Some people name cannot be mentioned when they're under investigation. So we know Andrew, the way he operates. But it shouldn't surprise Jamaicans, you know. Because if you are an apprentice to one of the most criminal prime minister in the 70s, yeah, coming along, which is Edward Seaga, and Andrew learned everything about criminality. And that's why Andrew come and manifest it. Yeah, and that's why I couldn't put out a manifesto this time. Because Andrew would have put a criminal headliner for his manifesto, you know. That's why I couldn't put out none. Because Andrew knows that the people are not blind anymore. Yeah, the people have, you know, recaptured their vision, so to speak, and it's a new vision. It's a vision that has been introduced to them by Mark Jefferson and his new administration of People's National Party Member of Parliament candidate. And, you know, the team that Mark Golding have is a team that can be looked at and evaluate and score a high grade. When you look at the Jamaica Labour Party team, all of them are underachievers. Yeah, they are underachievers. Yeah, they haven't done anything for 9.5 years, almost a decade. And the new one that they have introduced to the party, they doesn't bring anything to the table. Because if you put a clean shirt into dirty laundry, the clean shirt will pick up the smell from the dirty laundry. And so all of them have this, you know, stigma, yeah, that it goes with them everywhere they go. Because you're not participating in corruption, but you're supporting corruption, it simply means 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. You're party to the whole corruption scheme. So we know this time around is good over evil. Previously, it was evil that preceded good. But this time, we are reversing the curse. Because Jamaicans are tired of this kleptocratic government and its leadership style. Nowhere in the world I have ever seen or heard a prime minister who is under investigation for various type of illicit enrichment. It's not just one aspect. You have the 28 bank account, you have the shell company them, you have the man all a building contractor as a prime minister, building contractor on the side. You understand? And then compounding matters. The man is so live that even when he come to speak to him people and where he represent, he tell the most classless lie. I have to know him, Mr. Pugnacious Liar. Because Andrew is rude and out of order to be disrespecting the citizen of Jamaica. More so the one in the diaspora. Because we are still citizens of Jamaica. Because when Andrew, you know, really took to the debate stage and said that even if you're born in Jamaica, it don't make you a Jamaican. That is one of the most disgraceful. I mean, that don't resonate with me in our people. The man is telling me I'm not a Jamaican. When I do not have another birth certificate to show where I was born. I live in the UK for more than 2 decades. You understand? But I am still not considered a citizen by birth in the UK. I am considered a citizen by naturalization. So where is my place of birth? How can I identify myself now based on what this garbage prime minister, outgoing prime minister just said? And I mean, it's only because I know I don't listen to dunce. Because Andrew is a dunce, you know. Andrew is what you call pretty dunce. Even though I'm ugly people. But in terms of, you know, to go to university, you'd say I'm a pretty dunce. Because Andrew has no sense, you know. Andrew a lunatic. If Andrew did have sense from the time Andrew realized social media and to him would have scaled down his activity. But instead, Andrew ramp up his activity. Ramp it up. Because corruption network spread far and wide, you know. So when you see him pumpers and the rest of them carry out his activity, Andrew have to know about it at him around the country. Him responsible for all of the agency and the government ministry. Him are the chief civil servant. So them could not participate like that and Andrew don't know. Andrew have to know. Because Andrew is the captain. Captain for that kleptocratic organization. But Andrew have all his deputy in a WikiLeaks and still the truck beside him so long. And Andrew can't say I don't know about Dr. Crab. So that just goes to show you how embedded, engraved, and entrenched Andrew is when it comes to corruption. Yeah, that's why, you know, Andrew get me in a different mood when I hear him draft the Singapore saga. And I make reference to Singapore. But as Uncle Byron said, he couldn't open his mouth a second in a Singapore, them clamping. Yeah, and that's what we want now when Marty G come in. Use that same Singapore thing the way I'm talking about. I'm like it, that's why I'm talking about it, you know. So you're going to apply the method that Singapore did to get rid of corruption once and for all. And that is, you know, arrest them and send them to prison. You understand? And strip them of them wealth. Yeah, we have to strip them Andrew, you know. I'm wealth. Yeah, because a little Caribbean island don't supposed to offer one individual that have outside of Jamaica.
Hold on, let me just put you on the line. All right. Hold on, just hold a minute. Hold a minute. I have a call online. Let me just hear what the caller said, and then you can continue, Melting Pot. Yes, caller, you're on the line. Go ahead.
I'm on the line.
Yes, you're on the line.
All right. I got some vision from Father God,
Okay.
and he tell me to tell Jamaican people, don't put Andrew Holness in power, because Andrew Holness don't have no love for Jamaican people. The man is an evil man. Eh?
Yeah.
And if he get back in power, there's gonna be crisis in Jamaica. Because this man, he want to sell out the country for mining. Plus, he want to take over the He wanted to sell out the cockpit country for mining. And I am from the cockpit country. And there's no gold or nothing in the cockpit country for mine. If they unusually start to mine that place and Jamaica people so stupid to put back that evil man in, Jamaica gonna be in a lot of problem, because what's happening now is leasing out this place to these white people, and they already start blocking up the river. Yeah? And Andrew Holness in the debate tell Jamaica that it's in good shape. That's a lie. I'm a mathsman. Jamaica economy is more higher now than before Andrew Holness take over that place. The man is a liar. Yeah? And now he's trying to bribe the people about. He's gonna put up minimum wage to 32,000 Jamaica. It cannot happen. If he do that, a lot of people going to lose their job. Jamaica gonna be that big problem.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right with that.
Yeah? Mr. Holness doesn't know about math. I don't know where he get this doctor from. That man is a dunce. I can give him long division, and he doesn't know how to do long division, this man. Furthermore, the finance minister is a math dunce as well.
Yes, caller, go ahead. Finish with your point.
The man is so desperate to get back in power. He's doing everything, and he's not for Jamaica people. And last week on the debate, I don't know why. I used to have respect for Dia Jackson Miller. She's a very educated woman. They should have stopped Andrew Holness in his track when he telling a load of lie about his things. It is whatever fine then that he passed the test. He doesn't pass the test because all Andrew Holness is doing is suing Jamaican people because he doesn't want the Integrated Commissioner to take him to court, because if they take him to court, there's a lot of things gonna come out, or he's stealing the money. Look, Montego Bay, where I come from, up till now, so much money missing. The hospital cannot finish. The hospital cannot finish. So I'm telling Jamaican people, vote for a change. Vote for your country. Don't vote for Andrew Holness. Father God has come to me and tell me that. Don't put that man back in power, because it's gonna be a big problem for Jamaica. First of all, these school buses where they bring down from America. I used to work on those buses. Those buses no good. I used to live in Florida. I'm a mechanic. I work on those buses. Those buses no good. Those buses cannot drive on Jamaica Road. There's gonna be a lot of accidents. Especially the rural area. Those buses cannot go around corner. And the man is doing every little thing. He's so wicked to win the election. Yeah? And the police officers them in Jamaica, them all in with Angeles, because a lot of them are crooked. Because sensible people don't vote for a man who don't want to give you a pay rise. Couple days ago, he's tricking Jamaican people about he's gonna work minimum wage. You know that couldn't happen. That is just a trick the man coming with. But my brother, I'm just telling you, and to tell Jamaican people, don't put back Mr. Hollis in power. We're gonna be in problem. Because the other is talking about tourism, making a lot of money for Jamaica. I'm telling you, I'm educated, I know maths. And those statements what they are making, and Mr. Ed Bartley, is not true. They are lies. They are lies. Jamaica ain't making no money from tourism because, straight facts, we don't own the hotel. And when these people book from England, all inclusive, none of those money ain't coming to Jamaica. Money stay in England. If they book from Germany, those money stay in Germany. We only get in the little chicken feed, yeah? And most of all, the next thing I want to come on, the airport doesn't owned by Jamaican. The two airport by Mexico, all the duty free that you buy in the airport is going back to Mexico because Mexico already paid Mr. Hollis off for the lease. And in those, most politicians and Mark Golding, let me tell Jamaica, I'm not affiliated with politics. I don't deal in politics, but I listen in politics and I read politics and so on. And Mark Golding would be the best man to fix Jamaica problem. If Jamaica people put Crooked and Jones back in power, we're going to have big problems, sir. And that's all I want to do, see Jamaica. And Jones now, right now, he's trying to win the election so he can sell off the country. And that's that for Jamaican people. We ain't gonna have no water. So if you love your country, Jamaicans, you vote for Mark Golding. I'm not a politics man. I just get a vision to tell Jamaican people, don't vote for Andrew Holness. The Andrew Holness is the biggest crime bureau in Jamaica. And thank you, sir. Thank you for hearing me out and make Jamaican people hear my voice. Yeah?
Thank you. Thank you very much for calling in. All right, caller.
You're welcome, man. You're welcome. And you and your wife is doing a great job to educate Jamaican people, and that's what we need.
Thank you.
People like you and your wife and Mr. Rattigan and somewhere in your panel to educate Jamaica people. But what I understand with Jamaica people don't like to hear the truth.
That is it.
They like thief from them. Andrew Holness is a thief. He's thief in land. The man of all land, people land in his office. So that he can just go around and pick what he wants. Why do you think this man have so much building up in Jamaica? And it's not good for the country because as a prime minister, he should not have so much business running in the country. Because I tell you what he's doing.
Yes, caller, I'm giving you another caller. Hold on, caller. I'm giving you another 30 seconds to close off because we want to get to other people as well. So use 30 seconds to close.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell Jamaica people again. Don't vote for politics, please. Vote for the better half of your country. Because you know what's going to come. If Andrew Holness gets in power again, you're going to see all these people, gay people coming off the ship in Falmouth and holding hands. And we cannot afford that in Jamaica. America is spending 10 billion a year. Jamaica don't have 10 million a year to spend on AIDS people. So we don't want these Jamaican people. You listen to what I'm saying. Don't vote for Andrew Holness. vote for your country and your children and your children.
All right, caller. All
That's all
right.
I'm gonna say.
Yeah, man.
very
Thank
much.
you. Thank you. Thank you for calling.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, Melting Pot. Bye-bye. Yes, Melting Pot. Go ahead, Melting Pot.
And call her right with a lot of things when say, you know,
Yes.
but
He's correct in a lot of things that he said.
stuff, yeah. I'm just saying to Jamaican people, yeah, we don't have an economy that would, you know, give Andrew the leverage as in wealth is showing us. He could never achieve that the right way in Jamaica. And Andrew has never worked outside of Jamaica. So for Andrew to own this honest, all this amount of wealth, yeah, and we're talking about doing something logic. Andrew is running a Bandulo style of government where we know what Bandulo entails. You trick, you con, you tell lie, and you thief. We can't have that no more. We have to get rid of that. That is a syndrome that Jamaica needs to get off the book now, you know. I will see how Andrew has allowed that to flourish throughout his entire cabinet. You understand? And it also filter down into society. The private sector the same thing, because they are bringing a whole heap of cocaine and all type of illegal thing like drug, like guns and ammunition, you know. Yeah. And they might do too much thing in the country. But we know that the Jamaica Labour Party is a lazy party. They don't really want to manage day to day. So, like what you did last night in putting up that list of things that them sell shares and them sell assets. When you look on the two major airports, them they're gone to Mexican, yeah. The port gone to Japanese, right? But yet still them want airport, you know. Some little airstrip, they want to control that because that is the transshipment point for them cocaine. Them bring it in, yeah, coming at the island, it are distributing at the hotel sector. We know about that. You have people who go to Jamaica and tell you say, the amount of coke we are smoking at the hotel. That's why I see them from nowhere near it. Yeah. Most of the people who are come to Jamaica for holiday destination, yeah, a cocaine party them come for. And them come with a nasty lifestyle, same-sex culture and all these things. So if the hotel a lot of decent people not take them family to Jamaica anymore. They're going to other places. We know about that. So when Lollipop Jar Edmund Bartlett talk about, you know, the tourism industry and brings X amount to Jamaica. Lie. Jamaica get a little pittance from tourism. Yeah, but we have the infrastructure, but we're not making anything from it. Our men have sold the beach and the hotel them, yeah, and go collect kickback money. We know all of that. They don't want to run these entities, yeah, collect kickback money and just take a little bit and nothing. We can't run Jamaica. That is why Jamaica economy can't grow. What is there to grow it, Jamaica economy? There's nothing there to grow Jamaica economy that I can see right now. Because everything is in foreign hands. Majority of them. And then they go share with them everything. Them still a thief from that. And like them utilize what them get, yeah, into the public, you know, affairs. No, that's why there's no health, no education, lack of water, lack of road, lack of other things, social amenity, the community them run down, you know, no sidewalk, all these things. Just look what the man them do over here in Jamaica. 12-year concession. Eh? But Marky G got them not get nothing, you know. And to make sure take 12 year, ask and do this when do the 12-year money. 12-year lease money from Mexican. Ask him what he do with that. Nobody knows what he do with it. This guy has to go once and for all. And pleading time I mean, I won't give 1 year for every bank account. I will give him 10 years for every bank account. And if my math serves me well, it's 208 years. I yield back the floor.
All right. Now, in the meantime, let us just build the foundation as it relates to, you know, the legacy of the People's National Party. Now, as we said, right, during the course of the day, we are going to get into some of the clips, show some of the data, right, and present accordingly. But for now, right, things has not eat up as yet, right? And as we are getting numbers coming in, we'll be communicating it just the same. So let us get into the rich history of Michael Manley speaking, right, as it relates to democratic socialism, right? And we want people to understand, right, substance in terms of voting for People's National Party, right, that always build a nation. So let us tune in on that.
My last word
right,
is for the role of leadership. First of all, the leadership of socialism must walk in humility. Humility must be humble, must always be humble. There is no place for arrogance in the party that I lead. And anybody that is arrogant over the people must get out of leadership. Going in hand, shoulder to shoulder, equal with the people, loving with the people. That's why I don't want no big flashy motor car. I don't want nobody in my party going with flashy clothes. I dress simple. And I'm driving a simple little car. Because we must walk with the people. The day we think we're bigger than the people, we have no business to lead. We must inspire by example. And above all, he must have integrity. 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 Only honesty can lead the people in socialism. Therefore, my comrades, let us build together. And I of the Father, in the name of God, in the name of Allah, in the name of Jehovah, in the name of Jah.
All right, my Jamaican people, why did I play that clip? It is fundamentally important for you to understand as it relates to all the programs that Michael Manley and Norman Manley had built. And what we witnessed today, right, of all the programs that have been created, right, to show you how vicious the Jamaica Labour Party is. Majority of the program that created by People's National Party and the infrastructure, right, the Jamaica Labour Party had divested them, sold them out. And this is the crux of the matter that hurt us more. When you look on all of these programs that Norman Manley, Michael Manley, PJ Patterson had created, and what did the Jamaica Labour Party do with them? Look at this and look what the Jamaica Labour Party had done with them. Let us get back to that document and remind people why we need to vote for the People's National Party. The caller that called earlier and said that don't vote for Andrew because he's going off the cockpit mountain as well. Well, Andrew Honest want to win this general election. The gentleman is right. You understand? Because he made an attempt, right, to divest areas of the cockpit mountain. He did. So I want to show Jamaica the whole truth about the history in terms of PNP building all of our structural infrastructure and the Jamaica Labour Party divesting out to crony capitalism. That's what Jamaica Labour Party had done. And here's a document. Here is a document, full proof of the document. Full proof of the document. Here it is. this, people. The government is to divestment. Prime Minister Bruce Golding, in making the announcement in Parliament on December 17, said the companies to be divested are as follows: Clarendon Manley International Airport, National Road and Operating Construction Company, Central Wastewater Treatment Plant, Jamaica, the Montego Bay Convention Center. These are things that PJ Company of Jamaica, Sabina Park, the Trelawney Stadium, and shares in the Jamaica Public Service Company. Mr. Golding said the government has equity in Clarendon Aluminum Productions, but the company has actually at the option of divesting the shares that the government has had to see to what extent we can offset the amount that is owed for our share of capital investment. We have taken a decision at Cabinet just last week to appoint a team to pursue the privatization of the Normal Manley International Airport. It was a good method, and we intend to pursue that, he said. With regards to the Montego Bay Convention Center, the Prime Minister says that it is going to require a subsidy unless some other. He added that the Trelawney Stadium costs about 25 to 30 million for servicing, and it's not generating any income. Just imagine, and this is where it hurts me most of all, right? Because for him to privatize these entities, and now all of those entities that he privatized, right, under the private sector regime, they are making money now. It in the best interest of Jamaica, you understand, for it to be profitable. Now, Norman Manley, Michael Manley, and PJ Patterson have created the most social programs, the most infrastructural development, and it is just gobble up between Andrew Holness, you understand, and Bruce Golding to what? Sell out most of our assets. Jamaica own absolutely nothing. Updating to pursue the project was originally estimated at $600 million before its design work. He added that the design work is almost completed and it would cost the country $1.2 billion to pursue this project. I'm taking this down money. Let me just start at length here. Now, okay, let me just answer the scholar. Yes, scholar, you're on Mystic Sensation Live. Go ahead.
Mystic.
Yes, my brother.
Mystic.
Yes, my brother. You're on. We're hearing you. Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning. I'm on your live watching, but I think you I'm listening to you. But I think your words are breaking up, you know.
Okay. All right. Yes, somebody's mentioned that in the chat. Only you want to check on that as it relates to.
Yeah, speak.
That's why we are losing.
Trap up, you know.
Okay. All right. We're going to try to fix that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, sir.
All right.
But what I'll do in the meantime is just to,
right, yes.
Analyze.
Go ahead and
analyze.
Fix this. In the meantime.
Yeah, what I'll do is just analyze a certain word that Bruce Golding made mention of. You know, when he said burden to run these entities. I mean, we all know that every government, when them campaign to come and do better than the previous government, the government that they are trying to host, right? And so running our affairs should never be a burden. So that is a word that no prime minister should use when they take office. Yeah, to look at our entities, Jamaica capital investment, yeah, and say that they are burdened to run. That just goes to show you that they are weak, they are pathetic, and they are thieves. That's why they dispel up these entities like our ports, our 3 major ports, the Norman Washington Manley International Airport. Yeah, I don't know if it's because it's named after a comrade leader, why them dispel of it. Yeah, but them dispel of sanctions as well. So it just show you so them not here. Them don't ever retain sanctions. International Airport as a man that participated for their party. They give away our port of entry as it relates to our shipping port. The wharves is now in the hand of the Japanese government. What can go so? So if Japan government can run our wharf, yeah, and Mexico investors can run our 2 international airports, that is something to us that the Jamaica Lazy Party is a criminal chopper party. We just want to sit down and get money come to them. Them no work for it. Them just masquerade as politicians, but in true reality, they are criminals. And this is why there is a 6,314,200,000,000 that gone from the year 2010 to 2023. So we know for a fact how they operate, right? But in spite of all of that, these men become super wealthy, billionaires and millionaires. In the case of Andrew Wallace and his wife Juliet, they are billionaires out of a little third world country in no time. And the other rest of members, they are multi-millionaire. Because what we allow to happen in our politics.
Hold on a minute. What is the melting pot? Melting pot, are you hearing me clearly? The chat, if you're hearing me clearly, just answer yes if you're hearing me clearly. How is the microphone right now?
I'm hearing you loud and crystal clear.
Okay, people in the chat, give me a sign that you are hearing me clearly as well. Come on, someone type yes if they are hearing me. Yeah, good morning, Pauline Robinson. Can someone type yes if they are hearing me? Okay, sound better. Megawatt said sound better.
It's sounding better on most people's end. Okay, melting pot is clear. I'm hearing clearly Mystic now. Okay, so it's better now.
Okay.
100%.
All right, go ahead now.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so it shows you if a government don't work, yeah, and work for the people, then a government does not care for the people. If a government sits in office and conduct their own personal affairs, which we know fall under the category of nepotism and cronyism, because they have to collaborate with their friends, who are the cronies, and their action is nepotism. And that must be dispelled from our politics going forward. No man who come and put himself up to be selected as representative of any constituency in Jamaica, and when they win and go into the House of Parliament and become a minister official, they must not be seen to be doing any business, personal business. We have to get that off the book. That can't happen in the UK. For sure, I know about that. So, Andrew Wallace, we need back most of what you have stolen from the Jamaican people. And also to your extended cabinet members, we need what they have stolen from the Jamaican citizen. And we're not gonna make it, just a little word of mouth. We have to put it into action. We have to see men being charged and held accountable for what they have done over the period of time serving as political representative. We will not and should not allow this to continue on our books going forward. Now you back the floor.
All right, hold on. I get some information that I have to play right now because as certain update come in, we are going to play it. Right? Now, so let me play this.
I have it.
Okay, all right. We're gonna play this voice note and warning because we have some situation that is happening, right? During the voting process. So let me put out this information for people to be warned, and for all the workers, the PD workers, be on the lookout for this. Right? I'm asking you, please. So I'm going to play it because we are monitoring things, right? And I'm glad for persons to be calling and reporting these stuff. So let me just play it right before I move on so that people can hear that situation. All right. Okay, so people, listen up. What is going on right now?
So you play it. Don't allow me to put it up there.
I just had information that there's a car going around in St. Andrew, West Central, in Onis constituency, and also in East Central St. Andrew. And there are people, they are targeting certain people and dipping their finger into ink. The car is 2 cars, and they're operating between Andrew constituency, and they are operating it under the disguise of PNP people. That is PNP people they're going to. So I want to put out this, and I don't know if it's a national thing, but the woman just showed my friend her finger and say, this is what has done. They are paying us to dip our finger in ink and pay us not to vote. So she come and show my friend, and my friend just called me and tell me, PNP has a way, PNP people has a way when you give them information. So they don't tell it. They become dismissive. So I'm just putting it out there. It is for our good why I put it out there. Okay.
All right, people. If you hear that, type yes in the chat if you hear that. Right, Melton Pot, did you hear that loud and clear?
Yeah, I heard that loud and clear.
All right. So now this is it, you know. This is everything to show who Andrew Holness is. We want this man out of our life. God, this man see that he need to let go the Jamaican people, because look, this is one of the reasons why Andrew Holness canceled the ombudsman, because he knew all along, you understand, he was going to venture into behavior like these. Right? He knew all along that he was going to do this, because he knows that people know him and know that he has not done nothing for Jamaica more than come in and steal. But Andrew Holness, let me tell you something. We are going to make sure, all right, another caller is coming in, people are calling in, so let us just tune in. Yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation Live, go ahead.
Yes, Mystic Sensation, I just hear what's going on down there. What they should do right now, have that guy arrested right now.
Exactly.
They should have him arrested right now. That's criminal activity. And I tell you about, I don't know why these people acting like that. And then they don't know that. No, this is prison time for him right now. They should have him locked up if it can be proven right now.
Yes,
the police will go and take him in custody right now. Right now.
What the heck is going on?
This is serious. Then the people, them now, they should do right away. Somebody take a picture of that and prove it in front of the security force.
All right, Carla, hold on. People, please do a video them and send it to me. Video them, please. People who out there, you understand, when them come through, we want the video. You understand? Not only voice note. Please, people who are on the ground, right? Any anky-panky you see, please do the video and send to me. Let me highlight them, people. We have to stop them. Do the video, right? And send it to Mystic Sensation. You understand? And we will send it to the relevant authority. Please, I am begging you, do a video and send it to us. All right, Carla, go ahead.
All candidates of the People's National Party right now should highlight this and make sure they have somebody going around in each constituency and have something video and see something like that, that right away they could have them arrested. This is serious.
This is serious.
This is very serious. And under this, I don't see why, if Jamaica people really go out and vote for JLP, they are worse than the JLP. They are criminal, like Andrew Hoanis and the rest of them that is uncertified right now. I'm telling you, this is serious. And Mystic, check it out and see how much you can go through and get in touch with some of those, like from the opposition leader, general secretary and everyone, and let them go through now and have this thing, because they can highlight this thing and have people going around and police and so on, because most of the police there right now vote for PMP, so they can go around and check out things and who to get arrested.
All right, I am even sending. Right now I am going to send the voice note, right, to some of the PNP administrators right about now. You understand? I'm not teaching.
Brother, all right. I'm here listening. Okay, so take care, and then PNP victory. I predict 55 seats, and why I predict 55 seats is because some of these seats them is very close, so you don't know what it can turn. So 55 seat PNP tonight.
Oh, okay.
55.
All right.
Okay, so take care. I'm listening.
Yes, man. I am sending this information, right, to some critical people now, so that they can get on it.
Check it out.
Yes, right then and there, because we're not joking them, you know. We're not joking with them. We are sending it out right away.
I'm listening, and any information I will get in touch with you guys. So I'm listening.
All right. So people, from once you get the video.
One love, bless up.
Yes, people, from once you get the video, you understand, just send it in to me and let me send it to the relevant authority right away. I'm not ramping them, you know. That's why I run out early this morning, you know. Me no farm a ramping and no anky-panky, nobody believes in them, no thief and thing go anky and go on, you know. You know what are the people? Because I mean, if you send this out, you understand, right now, you understand, me no farm a joke with nobody. You understand? So let me just send this out. You understand, to some way, to some people who we know definitely, you understand, is going to, right, push it out and make sure, say, you understand, we on it right then and there. So, you send it out, man. I send it out.
Okay, K. Watson said, I have just talked to a frustrated voter who was turned back from their polling station in the Samuda, called Samuda area. Matthew Samuda area, sorry.
Oh, okay, all right. I wonder if that person can call in Mystic Sensation right away now, so that we can fix them situation. Yeah? We don't want to lose not even one single vote. You understand? So any person have any problem out there, I'm asking you, please, I'm begging you, please, call Mystic Sensation. Let me disseminate the information to the respective people who need to get it, so that they can tighten this. All right, please. Now, let me say this. Why Andrew Hoanis need to do this? Eh? We have seen the move in terms of you put the EOJ under your office, and we know, say, you cook it. We know, say, you cook it. We've seen you make another move, you understand, to cancel out the ombudsman. So now what EOJ is doing now? Is EOJ now is looking on these things to provide checks and balance? Eh? Andrew Wallace, let me tell you something. Let me tell you this. You are going down. You are going to be voted out. And guess what? Prosecution is going to pursue. You can't stop this. You understand? You can't stop this. There's a higher power by the name of God Almighty that is going to direct the victory to People's National Party. You are corrupted, right? You are vicious. You and your come along, right, in the scheme have robbed Jamaican investors. You hear me, Jonas? You and your come along, right? Organized cash plus Oland. We see where Oland had given the Jamaica Labour Party. As a matter of fact, the Oland boss where you organize with boss, speak out the things, right? And it is now a part of the court document. Him said that he had given the Jamaica Labour Party $5 million to campaign in 2007. I tried to hide this last time. I tried to show it. You understand? I'm going to lock down the site. This morning, I go on it again. I'm going to lock down the site to show you all. And I ask the Jamaican people to vote for you so you can continue to rob the Jamaican people. We go on the site this morning. Also, you understand? I'm going to make sure that this time I'm going to lock down the site. I'm not saying I'm a criminal. You understand? I'm not saying I'm a criminal. So, let me tell you something. Let you yes. Okay. All right, Melting Pot. Come in at this space. Let me go and send out some information to some people. Come in at this space, Melting Pot.
Yes, sir.
Some quick
comrades.
Melting Pot.
Comrades. This is my plea to every comrade. Do not be bribed by money, one-day money. That cannot sustain your life for the next 5 years. Do not defeat the purpose of democratic socialism by selling your votes. Because if you do that, you're gonna be doomed. Doomed. And I'm surprised of the, garbage gutter politics that Andrew Wallace seems to be doing in Jamaica. Because here it is, the Vice Note making mention of these activity taking place in Andrew Wallace constituency, in St. Andrew West Central, and up at Samuda. Delano C right now is in charge of that seat. And these activities are criminal activities, as we all know, right? Interfering with the process of people going to exercise their vote in a democratic society is against the law. And where did these people get the ink? And where are the security? Google too, where are the security men that should be out there giving a watchful eye on the proceeding and making sure that everything is done orderly? It cannot be that these polling divisions are being manned and supervised by JLP counts. Where are the security men who the taxpayers pay them a monthly wages? I know for a fact that the security men should be deployed in every constituency at every polling division. And it should be mandated. This is why the security men them vote early before the ordinary voters, so that they are not involved in the process of voting on the day of the election. Their job is to supervise every constituency and every polling division. So I'm asking the nasty commissioner of police go to, where are the security today? But my comrades, do not be flexible when it comes to changing your mind and your perception by just looking at a few blood money being shown to you. Blood money is corruption money. And if you get your hands on those corruption money, then your life will be corrupted as well. Do the decent thing and stick to the formula. Change is needed immediately for Jamaica. So Jamaica to stand up again as a nation, it needs change. We cannot afford Jamaica to become the twin island of Haiti. No way. Because we know exactly how the Asians are suffering. Majority of them. It's not all of the Asians, right? But a vast amount of Asians are suffering. They are dying daily in their numbers because of corruption. So Jamaicans, I'm pleading to you, blood and fire comrade. You cannot sell out your party for money. Do not be bribed by Andrew Holness corruption blood money, because that will defeat your life, your children's life, and your children's life. This is something that will have a lasting effect on Jamaica for the next 100 years. Today is the day of deliverance. Deliver back Jamaica from a corrupted hands into a clean hands. Andrew Holness has been running the country, and it's plain and obvious he cannot manage the country affairs. What Andrew Holness is managing is his personal affair. The masses have been left to suffer and beg. So today must be the day of reckoning. It must be a time in your life when you can choose what is right from what is wrong. Because suffering is not something that should be on your table. Jamaica has so much natural resources to be living well. Just look at the UK. What can it grow? It cannot grow anything apart from apple and a few little stuff that is not consumed on your table. But yet still, the United Kingdom economy is far, far stronger than the Jamaican economy. And this is why people from Jamaica want to come to UK, they want to go to America, they want to go to Canada, and they want to go to other places that can offer them a better way of life. But those countries that I just mentioned does not have the facility and the access to growth like what Jamaica have. But our politicians from the Jamaica Labour Party government, anytime them come into office, they destroy the country, they ravage the country, they are in a war part with the economy, and they are in a war part with the taxpayers' money. They don't grow the economy and they steal the taxpayers' money. And so your life is always left on an inch, right? It can drop off anytime. It's not stable. You can't look forward to next year with any plans. You have to live day to day. That should not be the case. People in other jurisdictions can make plan, long-term plan. In Jamaica society, it's only short-term plan that's on the agenda. Hand to mouth is not the solution. Your future is more endeavor to you than taking a bribe on election day. This is not the purpose for election day, to you to go out there hustling money from a guy who come bribe you to dip your hand in a ink. Where did he get the ink from to begin with? These people with the ink, they need to be arrested. They need to be arrested. as I'm speaking. So I'm calling on the hierarchies, the powers that be, who have the control over the JCF, deploy the soldier them now. I don't know about the soldier them. Rob, if you know with fairity and transparency, yet then we should see soldiers and police together, manning these constituencies and these polling divisions. It should not be left to thugs from the Jamaica Labour Party to be providing security and manipulating the process of vote. No way that should ever happen. So I'm just calling once again unto blood and fire, comrade. Do not defeat the purpose. The purpose is to make your life better going forward, to them being educated properly so that they can go into the first world market and achieve something to benefit their life and their parents' life. So the vote buying and the vote selling, that's supposed to stop. Today is not a market here. Today is a day of reckoning. It's the day when we deliver back Jamaica into the clean hand of Mark Jefferson Golden and his People's National Party. And I yield back the floor, Sir Byron.
All right, brother Melting Pot. Thank you for to hold the line for me. So I want to put certain information out here. So so basically, right, we have people on the ground monitoring certain things, right? Certain things have been properly observed, right? And the People's National Party administration, they are ensuring that everything is on a smooth flow. So people, make sure you go out and make sure when you're putting the X, please make sure that you're putting the X at the right place, the X beside the head, right? Now, let us show them, right, that we are blood and fire comrades, right? And we are marching on to glory. They can't stop us because we are going to deliver the victory today, right? Judgment Day. We are going to deliver the victory today as it relates to, right, the progress. No matter what they do, no matter what they hanky-panky, time come to ease off the pressure because Jamaica can't take any more. And no matter what they do today, we are going to deliver the victory. Victory. We are fighting for us, ourselves, and our future generation. We are putting you, Andrew Owens, and your administration, we are putting the demons behind us. Now, let us show you how we deal with the demons. We're going to show you how we deal with the demons. Now, let us go to the next clip and show them how we deal with the demons. This is how we're going to deal with the demons. Now, Jamaica, this is how we deal with the demons. Look.
People, they send up me water. I use my olive oil. Are you Andrew all this? You shall not win Andrew all this. 2020, you tell them say I go raise minimum wage, and you never raise. You give them 16,000. You say 18. I know they can't get 18. And when you see the people, you know this say, come tell the people them say I reach from 16 to 32, and I know say if the chairman employ 10 of us, when you do that, he's going to fire 5 of us and he's going to affect small business, and I right to their face, I tell them before election day, and them I listen to you, Andrew Hollis, send you back to the pit of hell. I send you back to the pit of hell. Jesus, God help us. Andrew Hollis, you take money and wrap up in a shirt, and you are trying to guide the Jamaican people. And the Jamaican people, them never know, say, and they see money. You see into it, so they can earn more money, put it in their pocket. And you don't know, say, enough is enough. But Jesus, I call you by your people. Mighty God, Jesus Christ, you say, wait on the Lord and be of good courage. Jamaica people, wake up. We don't have to have to vote. Think before no vote people. And Joe Hollis is to be a fierce thief. And I live Jesus. Whoa, Jamaica, Jesus, help Jamaica. Help Jamaica. The Lord has spoken, and you shall listen. And Joe Hollis, the more right, and Joe Hollis, the more right. Stop fooling my brothers and sisters out here, Andrew. Because of the end of the day, victory is coming. And you know this man is going to take you out of poverty to rich. Me tell you, poor, rich, Jesus, rich, Jesus, rich. Oh God, Andrew Hollis. Oh God, man. Yes, oh God, I'm tired of you. In the name of the Father and of the Son and the Holy Spirit, and the Holy Spirit shall get to believe your seed. You shall take what you get already and go home and do all this. Show your children they're not here. You don't care for the young people. You don't care for the young. Jesus Christ, have mercy upon my picnic. Tough God, and you will stacks everything upon the and you will stacks. And you will is a wicked. You are wicked. Mighty God, as I come before you this morning, God Almighty, I can feel your presence. I ask you, Lord, that the people think wisely, Lord, and do the right thing, Lord, so we can get a better Jamaica. Lord, we want the rich. We don't want to pour no more too much poverty. I pray I will touch the Jamaican people. That Andrew, you must go, Andrew. Andrew, you are tempting the people with liar. You are a scammer. You are a demon that's come from hell. You are a person without a heart for poor people. You are a person without a heart to touch people. Andrew, hallelujah. God Almighty, share this. Share it, please share it. And you will listen. You, I tell them something, no, you know, but I take it a joke and do this. You're a wicked man. You're a wicked man. Yes, you're a wicked man. I'm not telling you no bad word. You're a wicked man, and I leave you to Jesus Christ of Nazareth in the name of the Father and of the Son and the Holy Spirit. Take him back, God. Take back and
Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, man. Good morning.
Morning.
First, I must tell you how I appreciate the level of dedication that you have put into you and your co-host.
Thank you very much.
You have put into this program over the months, and even as an elder, you have taught me a lot.
Thank you, sir.
And actually, you have taught me the facts of the thing that I believe from a long time. But you just put everything together and help me to realize that what I was always thinking was so, you know. And you know, I just want to big you up and big up the team. I was here to with offering, which is that 60 years thing that they proposed.
Yes.
And I was thinking, oh, what a great proposal that don't cost them, in my understanding, a cent, but will enrich so much many Jamaicans.
Yes.
Forthwith. You know, because people have been living on their land so long and still is considered as squatters. If they, when they come in today, later, that those people can say, no, we are owners.
Yes.
And all we'll have to have is that the paperwork to be done, and these people now will own their land after living on it for so long. I was thinking that the JLP was trying to already bulldoze off all of those people lately, because they knew that between Manly's time to now, it would have been coming to that 60 years period, and that was when the land were being given. And so they were trying to beat the time and getting off the people off of these prime land, you know. But I'm so glad for this, that a lot of people forthwith will be positively impacted in a great way without the PMP spending a cent. With all of the other great promises that I believe with all my heart that they will do to the best of their ability. And I hope Jamaica today make the, well, I believe that we will, and I hope that these people will not get a chance
Yes.
to do what they plan to do, because they say that any cost.
Yeah. All right, Carla. Just give me 30 seconds to finish up, because we have others calling in. All right, so just take 30 seconds. Okay.
So I just want us to just do the right thing, make the right choice, and rejoice later. All right. And thanks again.
Yes.
Thanks again. Yeah, man.
Blessings. The next caller.
Hold on a second. More money. No, hold on.
Okay. So all right. So tell the caller that he can call in. Yes, Kelly.
And just to highlight what that last, it will cost the government to process the title, but it's a good program for Jamaican to benefit from, because what that will do is empower our people to the extent that they can even use the title to access loans and to build further on what they have, but it will cost the government, because the government is the one that will provide the title to these people.
All right, Melting Pot.
And it has to be paid for.
Melting Pot. Yes, caller, you're on the line. Yes, go ahead, Miss caller. You're on Mystic Sensation.
It's a different. Yeah, I've listened to you, people, man. Thanks for all the hard work.
Thank you very much.
That you and your wife, Melting Pot, Mr. Rattigan, and the other guests when they come on. The deep, what you call it, deep dive, the fine tail, what you provide, all those information, how many things people have learned.
Yeah.
When you provide information, you can go back and look it up.
Exactly.
And you see the fact, I'm so glad that social media is you people is around to highlight, so people going out there to vote no so many things.
Yeah.
No the truth, the fact. It's not like one time when people just say things and you couldn't find check, but you people you're hammering it, telling people. I was just talking to a colleague in Jamaica, because I'm here in the UK, and she told me because I'm mobilizing from here in the UK, mobilizing people in the sending transportation. And I'm so excited, and she was telling me she never seen the polling station is so much crowd. She said, look how much people Andrew brought out, because they have to go to vote him out.
Exactly.
Yes, the other girl, she's at work, and she said, I'm finishing to go and work. And 4 hours, 3 hours. voted to 10 persons since morning. And everybody, even appears that was GLP, done with them, right in the belly, a GLP, finished with them.
Exactly.
Mystically don't think it's God. I know Andrew Goldness, when he asked Mark Golden if he's truly a Jamaican, you don't think it's God who allowed him to make, is it a fool now? To utter such
Garbage.
nonsense.
Exactly. You know what I think? Yes, what I think about the situation as it relates to the birth issue that Andrew Holness came up with is to show you, it shows his level of dunceness. But from Mark Golden, you understand, who is very articulate, right? Someone who's a critical thinker, right? Was anticipating Andrew Holness' behavior because he knows Andrew Holness. And to the fact that he knows Andrew Holness, he knew very well that Andrew Holness was going to get down into the what we call gutter politics. So Mark Golden had already prepared for him. So it's just like in play batting up and catch because Mark Golden anticipated that he was going to come out with that dirty issue. So what Mark Golden did was to prepare for him, and he delivered, right? And Mark Golden slapped him. So from that first round, he had lost the race, right? Totally lost.
But can you imagine the Prime Minister of a country, who governs everybody, JP, whatever, P, and you're going to tell somebody on national television, we all tuning watching it from England, people all about America was watching, and to say that with that sense of cockiness, that doesn't make you a Jamaican.
All right. Let me just give you half an hour. Sorry, couple more seconds to finish up because we have some caller calling in. All right.
Big up himself, make come from and you and Sister Anne-Marie. Sometimes tune in but the time different.
All right.
I don't know what you after.
Yes.
But big up on yourself, man.
Love you, Mrs. Scott.
Continue.
Love you, Mrs.
Scott. Do the good work.
All right. Okay, let us take
Power to the people.
Power to the people. Let us take the next call.
Yeah, man. And I just want
hold on, I'm melting pot. The call them are coming like worries, we have to make the people start up very much interactive today. The caller dropped off a while ago. Okay, see the caller coming, call him back. All right. Yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation Live. Go ahead, please.
Hello, good morning.
Pleasant morning to you, my dear.
First time calling on you guys' program, so I saw the number, so I wrote the number down and I said, but what Jamaica people should look into, remember, Andrew Holness children, they don't go no school in Jamaica.
Exactly.
From that first place, they should know that Andrew is not of Jamaica. He's in Jamaica, but he's not of Jamaican because your children don't have no registration, neither basic school, prep school, no school at all.
There you go.
What he's telling you that his children are better than the other rest of children. He don't want his kids to mix with Jamaican with these children in the classroom, right?
You're perfectly right, my sister. You're perfectly right.
Exactly. Because you know from the other day when I was watching you guys to say something, but what Andrew Holness need to do is to get his stuff together because how you can body Jamaican that make you a Jamaican? Who are you? I'm here in Canada almost 4 years now, and I was saying to my husband, where is your birth? Who are you? So he was saying he is true. So I said, no, you're not true. You're a Jamaican because you're nearest in cut and plant when underneath them fruit tree, they're Jamaican.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
That's what we know that when our foreparents they cut our nearest tree and they plant it on that tree or whatever they do with it. So how comes we are not Jamaican? Our birth paper don't make we be Jamaican. So who are us?
But sister, you have spoken quite clearly as it relates to the signs that we should see that Andrew Holness had exhibited and shows that Andrew Holness have no love and care for Jamaican people. As you said, his
Exactly.
children has not schooled here, right? And so then he believed that, okay, the school system in Jamaica, right, doesn't really have what it takes, you understand, to school his sons, right? He doesn't believe in the school system. He doesn't believe in the school system. And yet, he's within the politics.
He said he was going to give them minimum wage. Why as election coming, you're going to get 32,000 and the people were popular?
Yes.
So why now you want that third term, you're going to give them 32,000 and when you win, you're not going to remember them because you only go on the platform to say you're going to give them 32,000 for every week. Where you can get those money? If you have so many accounts and so many people living above the poverty state, because most of our when I look at the TV, mostly YouTubers helping the poor people. Government not doing anything.
Okay. All right. Let me correct that again because somebody in the chat, Rutlin Matthews, said, no mistake, the boys went to Campion College. So obviously, he had his sons went to Campion College. Thanks for that correction, Rutlin. As we go. So yes, they went to Campion College. And this is what we like, right? If we say something and someone who have better knowledge, you understand, can provide that information, we want that information to be provided. We are not one of those in terms of when people correct us, we are going to vex. We are not going to answer that. When we are wrong, we admit that we are wrong. And this is what we are saying to the Prime Minister. When you are wrong, sir, come out and admit that you are wrong. Please provide transparency. Now that we know that Andrew and his sons went to Campion College, now we know that, okay, the previous information that we had, we were wrong and we corrected. Because when people come over here, they want the best information. So let me say this categorically clear, that whenever we are disseminating any information, depending on the source that we get it from, and people have better source and data, never hesitate to correct the domestic sensation. We are going to put you up. We are going to thank you for the correction, and that's who we are. All right. Thank you very much, Carla.
You're welcome, sir.
Blessings. All right. All right. So we have the next caller calling in. Sorry, Carla, we didn't get to engage you because we were speaking to the next caller. So if you call back, right, we will be sure to answer you. Let me say, Melton Pot, did you finish with your point?
I
want to
finish up quickly, not too long. I want to thank my sister from the UK, the previous caller to this one, who made mention of what God did to Andrew. Yeah? And I just want to all know that lying lips is abomination unto the Lord. Yeah? Okay. And we, in the space of social media, have been saying to Jamaican that Andrew doesn't really recognize Jamaican. So the Lord let Andrew speak and tell Jamaican from his own mouth that he don't like us because we are not Jamaican. So, you know, I must applaud the previous caller for interjecting that point. And I mean, we all know it. Yeah? Andrew did not say that because it was a slip of the tongue. The Lord let Andrew speak that word from his mouth, because lying lips is abomination unto the Lord. Yes, sir, Barry.
All right, thank you for that, Melting Pot. Right, thank you for that wonderful input. All right, let us move along. Right, and I want people to tune in. You know, as you know, the poll, right, is getting longer, the polling station.
All right, we're getting some information regarding what's happening down there on the ground.
Okay, so we are getting some information now. In Northeast St. Anne, the Runaway Bay area, people are going to the polls and are unable to vote because their names are in different areas up to 45 minutes, although that's where they live. Now, these are the trickery, right, and some of the strategies being applied. But, you know, people, please bear on, right? And wherever you find the information, right, just please go out and vote, because this election, right, we are in a point that we have to go forward in terms of voting out the Jamaica Labour Party. So that's it. Yes. Any more there that you can highlight? The EOJ changed the list and didn't inform the people. This was intentional. I believe that Colin James, and this is one of the reasons why we are concerned in terms of when you have the EOJ right in the office of the Prime Minister, right? That's another wrong bang, right? Let us get to more information here. All right, so we are tying out, right? Because we know that later will be greater.
Rocking up polling station September 3rd.
All right, I'm going to make wifey now give you a breakdown of just put that aside and we are going to make wifey get into providing some of the information that we have as it relates to the candidates and definitely who they are running against. So we have that documentation that wifey is going to take you through. All right, go ahead, wifey.
Can talk to Remy about the bus situation in Portland, please.
Yes.
All right, so these are the different region and the constituencies and also the persons who are running for those constituencies, both JLP and PNP. So PNP is the one that is typed, and the ones on the right written in pen, those are the JLP candidates. So region 1, you have Northeast St. Anne, and in that constituency, you have Dr. Ryan Simpson and Matthew Samuda going up against each other. Gabriella Morrison is contested by Krista Lee, and that is in Northwest St. Anne. In Southeast St. Anne, you have Dr. Kenneth Russell going up against Adoni Peart. Southwest St. Anne, Danishka Williams going up against Xavier Main. North Trelawney, Dr. Kenneth Wickena McNeil against Tova Hamilton. South Trelawney, Paul Patmore with Marissa Dalrymple Philbert. In Region 2, we have Southeast St. Mary, and it's Christopher Brown going up against Norman Dunn. Central St. Mary, we have Omar Newell and Nathaniel Mara. West St. Mary, we have Omar Woodbine versus Robert Montague. East Portland, ISAT Buchanan and Anne-Marie Vaz. West Portland, we have, West Portland, we have Harriet Campbell Forbes and Daryl Vaz. East St. Thomas, Yvonne Rosemary Shaw and Michelle Charles. West St. Thomas, Hubert Williams and James Robertson. For Region 3, we have East Kingston and Port Royal, Philip Paulwell and Courtney Burnett. Central Kingston, Steve McGregor and Donovan Williams. For West Kingston, Joseph Witter and Desmond McKenzie. Northeast St. Andrew, Stacey Knight and Delroy Chuck. Northwest St. Andrew, Ethne Miller Simpson and Dwayne Smith. North Central St. Andrew, Christopher Henry and Delana Seavright. Eastern St. Andrew, Patricia Sutherland against Favour Williams. East Rural St. Anne, we have Patrick Peter King and Juliet Olness. East Central St. Andrew, Dennis Gordon and Davian Vathel. Western St. Andrew, George Anthony Hilton and Corey Dunkley. West Rural St. Andrew, Joan Gordon Webley and Juliet Cuthbert. West Central St. Andrew, Paul Buchanan and Andrew Olness. For Region 3, it's Southern St. Andrew, which is Mark Golden and Carlton Allen. Southwest St. Andrew, Dr. Angela Brown Burke and Maureen Lorne. Southeast St. Andrew, Julian Robinson and Kenneth Frick. Region 4, we have Northeast St. Catherine, Andrew Higgins versus Carencia Morrison. Northwest St. Catherine, Damian Crawford, Newton Amos. Central St. Catherine, Ramoni Lewis and Olivia Bobbsey Grange. North Central St. James, Natalie Nita and Neil Powell. West Central St. Catherine, Loxley Francis with Christopher Tufton. South St. Catherine, we have Fritz Jackson and Delroy Dobney. Southeast St. Catherine, Dr. Alfred Dawes against Robert Miller. Southwest St. Catherine is Dr. Kurt Wall against Everett Warmington. Eastern St. Catherine, Joyce Denise Daly and the Reverend Dwight Paku or Peku. East Central St. Catherine, Raymond Price and Orlando Terrelong. South Central St. Catherine, Kurt Matthews, Andrew Wheatley. North Clarendon, Wavela Hines and Dwight Siblis. Northwest Clarendon, Richard Azan and Warren Newby. North Central Clarendon, Dr. R.J. Dixon and Nesta Morgan. Central Clarendon, Carla Watts versus Delroy Williams. Southeast Clarendon, Sean Barneswell versus Pernell Charles. Southwest Clarendon, Lothan Cousins and Robert Chin. Region 5, we have Northeast Manchester, which is Valentin Wint and Audrey Marks. Northwest Manchester, Michael Phillips and Damian Young. Central Manchester, Donovan Mitchell and Rhoda Crawford. Southern Manchester, Peter Bunting and Ian Ives. Northeast St. Elizabeth, Delika Jest and Delroy Slowly. Northwest St. Elizabeth, Patricia Scarlett Forrester and Andrew Morris. Southeast St. Elizabeth, Norman Scott and Frank Witter. Southwest St. Elizabeth, Miranda Wellington and Floyd Green. Region 6, Northwest St. James, Alan Bernard and Horace Chang. East Central St. James, Rochelle Reednott and Edmund Bartlett. West Central St. James, Dr. Andre Horton and Marlene Malagu Fort. Southern St. James, Nikisha Burchell and Homer Davis. Central St. James, Senator Janice Allen and Leroy Clark. Western Hanover, Heather Miller Bennett and Tamika Davis. Eastern Hanover, Andrea Perkis and Dave Brown. Eastern Westmoreland, Dr. Dayton Campbell and Daniel Lawrence. Western Westmoreland, Ian Hills and Garfield James, and Central Westmoreland, Dwayne Falls and George Wright.
Okay, and so then there you have the list, right, of candidates. Now later, from that same list, we will definitely decide it, right, where the political wind is blowing, right, from that list. Let us go to the next clip that we have here. Okay, so people, right, roughly about by 4 or 5, right, you should be getting in some of the poll numbers, right? So people, let us juggle as we go along and information coming in, right, as we know it.
Of course, it's the I go college. Even helping people who don't help me in Jamaica. Let me tell you, down to the Prime Minister, I'm sending letter to, and he must block for me.
There is absolutely no reason to vote for the Jamaica Labour Party.
To the Prime Minister, I'm sending letter to, and he must block for me. Why the people who are defend Andrew can't see them do. When they dance and fool. It's when they dance, you don't the world. You don't know nothing. And the next person who responded to me was Mark Golding. Because I left a letter there. And the only person who responded to me is Mark Golding through Denny's. And I got 100,000 from him. I'm not joking. That's the only person in Jamaica who helped me to let my child go to our university. And now she
How can a promising young lady that has successfully completed her secondary levels of study wants to pursue onto college but was not given the help to an opportunity to complete the tertiary level of education?
How Jamaica Labour Party will end up with so much idiot around them? That's why we couldn't do politics, you know? Because more not if an idiot me now win.
Viewers, the mother of the young female reached out to a variety of individuals, including the Prime Minister, which she got no response.
Tired! Let me to the Labour right? I reach $50. I reach $50. Bring a look good from.
The mother's effort to give a better life to her daughter was smashed into pieces because no one gave a helping hand. How can we have a leader who has 28 bank accounts and millions of taxpayers' money that cannot be accounted for, and yet still we have young fulfilling adults who want to pursue a career? And to attend college is fine. There are nothing put in place for students who want to further their education and become successful in society. Viewers, isn't this looking bad on the Prime Minister that the mother had to reach out to the opposition leader, Mark Golding, where she finally got the help she needed for her daughter? Viewers, do you think this Prime Minister deserves a third term under these conditions, or is it a time for change? Will Mark Golding make a difference? Leave your honest thoughts and views in the comment section.
If you look at the persons who are currently in the People's National Party, the majority of them were not present in the times of the previous scandals. That's number one. And number two, I'm looking at the merits of these people. I'm listening to them speak. They're highly intelligent. They have a lot of young people. They have a passion and a heart. They want to change. They want to implement new ideas. They want to do things, right? And I've never heard the name of the Lord being called so much. I'm like, wow. They speak about the Lord. The campaign is clean hands and a pure heart. That's King David. That's King David. Clean hands and a pure heart. Championing integrity again. Can you imagine that we have come to a place in this nation where people are asking why they're talking about corruption so much? Really? Really? So we're not supposed to have integrity? We're not supposed to have ethics in the highest court of the land? In the highest office of the land, the leader that governs the nation, they mustn't have integrity. And you wonder why so much bandulism. You wonder why so much scamming. You wonder why? Because the stream, the head of the stream is filthy.
Corruption is a vile disease that sucks society, is an evil moral infection that keeps community in a state of perpetual sickness. Corruption is a moral virus. It's so potent, it leaves its host sick, lethargic, and unable to realize and accomplish all that a well person can. Where corruption thrives, poverty and not prosperity thrives. Wealth is grabbed into the greedy, grubby hands of those who get fat on the toil and labor of good people. Corruption benefits only temporarily those who participate in it. Everyone else is a victim of the theft, the deceit, the dishonesty, and the lies that corruption feeds on. You need to know that a corrupt person is stealing from you. Corruption is filthy work and despicable acts of treachery done under the table and behind closed doors. Corruption keeps a nation back from true development and from progress. Wise investors steer clear of a corrupt environment. They would rather put their resources into a place where the playing field of opportunity is equal for all and not bent towards feeding the financial lust of corrupt, lying, cheating, thieving politicians and government officials. How many wonderful development projects have been lost because the investors didn't want to do business in a swamp of evil? When those great projects go to another nation or to some other place, we all lose. Believe me when I tell you that corruption steals from you, it steals from all of us. Corruption plunders the nation's wealth. Corruption people compromise on truth, equity, and fairness, choosing instead to feed off the short-term benefits of crookedness, exploitation, and financial perversion. Corruption is not just for individual people, but for companies, communities, governments, and nations. Corrupt nations, hiding behind large companies, will seek to invest in other weak nations in order to take over the assets of the nation that they've invested into. They will provide financial loans to a nation for the much needed infrastructure, and they will do it with assets that they provide. They will sign contracts by lining the pockets of rotten government officials hostage by their own deceit and greed. Corruption is nothing less than a form of theft and national robbery. A corrupt person steals from everyone in society.
Mr. Vegas, much of video a while ago where you discredit the bill and I set them and set up the Prime Minister and Jackson Miller have a personal agenda and a target the Prime Minister. But I'm going to say something and not himself. And if situation arises where we the people need answers and somebody ask him the question that we need to know. Or is it an attack? All he needs to do is explain himself to we the people because he must serve we. So hear me I say to you now, Vegas. Andrew only is here to serve the country, and everything we do is supposed to be for the benefit of the country and the people who live within the country. He not do it for himself and his family, but at that he might do. He might make things better for himself and his family and his friend them. Because there's no way you can have a country and so much billions and millions of money is unaccountable for, and you cannot look how much things you man do for your country. One of voting anti-only fam. Not for run the country. So everything when I do, him supposed to do it. Him not supposed to get an applaud for it. I'm working I do. The same way if somebody book makeup for your dance and pay me 100,000 and said makeup for you, we need it for the 25th of September. Me supposed to go there and deliver and make sure the patrons enjoy themselves. So if we the Jamaican people voting him as the Prime Minister, him supposed to deliver. So I don't want nobody come tell me say, look how much things him do. Everything him do, him supposed to be because he's appointed to do what he's elected to do. So if you have a Prime Minister where I rub up the country, we don't have a question about it. I go on a perfect example. Spanish Town I live. I have a Greendale police station where I built about 3 years now. But them say $75 million and all no we can't done. But still me live to see sunshine bigger than the police station they done within less than a year. We have the Island Grill on it, we have stores on it, we have housing complex on it. Me come see up at Angels, the Burger King and the Popeyes done within 4 months. Big complex. Me come live to see right in some right now. A house a scheme a bill. Apartment complex a bill. Big complex. And it just 3 months. It basically done already. So what take them to done that and that table and it can't done. But still the money them always increase. Virgin, let me tell you something, man. He's a musician. I know it's a labor right at your party. But you see, don't discredit the people and don't discredit the Jackson Miller to ask the questions them what we need to know. Because everybody in Jamaica say Andrew Owens and his team are rob Jamaica. The blind man can't see. July, What kind of bus them did they go buy for much? $1 trillion? Billions of dollars? And then CM1 get Mexicans them to come at Jamaica to come change out the door them from now for the right side to left side. That makes sense? And then it put it on it now, billions of dollars. Where them the work, where the rest of the money them there? No, because them don't use the money for fund the campaign. When they use the brain. At time now people use them brain. These people, you know I'm talking about more things. You know I'm talking about the hospital system. You know I'm talking about the transportation system. Yo, I told you Andrew on this owe me. Because I'm big patrol out of bullets now one. 25,000 now one and 50,000 Andrew owe me. Because I rode them in a where big thoroughfare road and in a fix. On that come at run down politics and a defense. People don't know for defend.
Paper. It's right about now. They're telling it short. I did a video from an art.
Let us chip in here and let me talk to the people, Jamaica people, a bit. And point out what are 100% solid facts. My Jamaican people, I want you to listen to me keenly as we are processing our votes, right, to change this government. It is a fact that what we have seen as it relates to the high level of corruption has been premeditated by Andrew Holness and his administration. Premeditated. They had planned this way before Andrew Holness came into the helm of the politics. Why am I saying that? Andrew Holness doesn't start the stealing just now. Based on investigation and what we bring forward, Andrew Holness began the stealing from in the 1990s. We have evidence. We showed it. We showed it as it relates to the 1990s with Dan Crawford, right? Gave Edward Seaga $31 million of people out and just handed to Edward Seaga $31 million. Right? A Ponzi scheme like settings. And where Dan Crawford just taking investors' money, right? Making use, converted the investors' money to his personal use, let out the investors' money to his friend, and not doing any real investment. Andrew Holness had gotten benefit from part of that. Now let us come to the reality, people. Let us come to the reality. Never before in the history of our politics, none of our political leaders, prime ministers, because that is highly unethical. That is immoral. You can't know the function of a Ponzi scheme. What people don't understand and what people don't get is that Andrew Holness knows the functionality of a Ponzi scheme. What is going to happen into a Ponzi scheme? A Ponzi scheme is a pyramid scheme. And so Andrew Holness know that, okay, if he's amongst the organizers, right, and they are the first persons who put in money, all those persons who come after and put in money is going to feed the persons who first, understand, venture into the Ponzi scheme. It is a Ponzi scheme. So Andrew Holness places himself at top of the pyramid. And so then at the base of the pyramid, no matter how wide the base gets, it is feeding all of that capital injection that sucks up in the pyramid scheme to the few at top, where Andrew Holness found himself at the top. Now Jamaica. Andrew Holness be a part of Cash Plus. And Andrew Holness was on top of the pyramid scheme. Andrew Honest know the effect, what is going to happen. It is going to hurt investors. So you trick. So Andrew Honest, along with this come along, right? Trick investors to say, okay, every month you will get 10% increase on your money. This is it. This is the pretext that they use. And of course, a lot of people, right, knowing that, okay, if I put in $1 million, right, in a deposit scheme, right, by a year, and I make it stay to a year, that equal to 120% that I will get on my $1 million, right, which now attract many people to come in the Ponzi scheme. And Honest knew how it worked. But the fact of the matter, who are you hurting? You are hurting investors, and in extension, you are hurting Jamaica economy. You are hurting Jamaica economy. So how can your prime minister and participate in something like that? So then, okay, let us make that sleepy. So after the cash flows, what Andrew Honest had done, right, is get the money from out of cash flows and venture into Oland. Now Oland is a bigger bangarang in people. Now look what happened now. We just now discovered the root of the evil. We just now discovered that it wasn't just Oland, but the entire Jamaica Labour Party organization was agreed for Oland to rob investors. This is the evidence that we have. The entire Jamaica Labour Party administration agreed to venture into Oland and we have several accounts, JLP accounts in Oland. And not only that, Andrew Honest individually benefit from Oland as it relates to the Integrity Commission Investigators Report and show you that Andrew Honest had made millions out of Oland. Now, the news that we have got yesterday and what now they are now suppressing. We never knew that Oland fund Jamaica Labour Party campaign in 2007. We never know that. We never know that. And that is what David Smith had admitted to in the court of Florida. So that is court document. No, Jamaican people. So how then the same Jamaica Labour Party trying to build Jamaica? And in the meantime, look what happened now, people. What I want you to understand, you know. In the meantime, JLP done that, you know, in 2007, you know, with Oland. Right? Bruce Golding, they sell out several of our properties in our assets. You know. Bruce Golding sold out several of our assets to crony capitalists. Now then, okay, let me ask a question then. PJ Patterson, who been there for 18 years, for 15 years. Why did PJ Patterson didn't sell them? Why did PJ, people need to ask these questions, you know. Under PJ Patterson, why did PJ Patterson did not sell all of those assets? Right? Why did Michael Manley did not sell all of those assets? Why Michael Manley didn't sell those? And the two prime ministers that sold out most of Jamaica assets is Bruce Golding and Andrew Honest. Are we lying on them? Are we telling lies? Are we telling lies? The document is there to prove. JIS document is there to prove. So I am saying, if the private sectors, right, decided that, okay, all right, if the government claimed that, said the sugar industry is failing, and the private sector is going to buy the failing industry. Now, what happened now is that failing industry that the government used to operate, the private sector now take it and operating it and it is now making a profit for the private sectors. And so then, why is it, let us ask the question, why is it making a profit for the private investors, but it was unable to make a profit for the government? It simply means poor policy decision. Whatever it takes for the private sector to take a failed entity and making it into a profitable entity. Why the Jamaican government, who we vote for, could utilize the method of the same method? Simple that they are saying that they don't have the brain power, they don't have the skill, they don't have the talent to do it. Then if they don't have the skill and the talent to do it, why did we vote for them? These are the questions, these are the reasoning that people need to reason with themselves, do an introspection and say, okay, all right, if you have an institution, you understand, under a particular management as it relates to the government, and that institution is failing, and another institution take up that failing institution and make that institution become profitable and making several profits for that institution. Why the government couldn't operate it under that circumstances and under those policies? So what the government is saying is that they lack the cranium, they lack the skill, they lack the talent, they lack the capacity to take these failing institutions as according to their reasons of, giving it, you understand, to our private sector to run. So they are saying now, they are accepting that, okay, all right, you should vote for us because we don't have the talent and the skill, you understand, to make your institutions work for you, to make Jamaica becomes a better place to live. Let us ask this question. Look on our backside. For years, we are struggling with backside that produce aluminum. And we can have the backside convert from aluminum into aluminum. You understand? So that we can make maximum profit. We look and we see where Michael Manley increased the levy and we make some money. We see the JLP come in and zero the levy. So tell me which one of the government really care for people. If Michael Manley increased the levy, and we have seen where that increase in levy, you understand, had done very well for us. Why we can't? Okay, let us get to this news. All right, you have it?
I'm going to share it. I'm just bringing it to where it needs to be. One sec, guys. Just give you an update.
Okay, so we are giving update as we go along.
Some footage from that. Here he is arriving with his wife. This is at one of the polling stations in Dillsbury, in St. Andrew. And while the footage is going on, Jody, it's very interesting that most of the persons seeking office, they don't necessarily vote in the constituency they represent, which I find, very interesting, because there is a view that maybe, if you are living in my constituency as an MP, you may be inclined to, do more. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it makes sense in the context of you believing that the member of parliament is a be-all, end-all and needs to be in the constituency at all times. And there's certainly space to have that view, but I also think that it...
Okay, so that's Mark Golden. Apparently, already voted this morning.
All right. So, my people in the chat, I wanted to tell me if I'm making sense. And let me break it down to a, so that anyone can understand. What I am saying, if you are spending billions of taxpayers' money in terms of building hotels, right, so that, we can attract the accommodation coming in, and we get into the tourist business and we make a profit, you understand that benefit our Jamaican people. If you are spending billions of dollars, right, to building these hotels, and then later down, right? As we see Bruce Golden and Andrew Honest, right, doing the various divestation. If we divest these hotels, right, and private sectors now own them, right, whether in shares or total assets being owned, what we are saying here, how are we getting maximum benefit? And this is one of the reasons why the tourism, as the previous caller called, that the tourism is not really working for us. So the only chip off of the block that we are getting from tourism is through the process of employment. You understand? And visitors come and, you know, very little persons benefit. We are not maximizing our profit or our potential in making true profit that circulate throughout the country. So you tell me now, when we operate service industry, when we have all of these hotels, but where the money circulates, people need to ask this question: where the bulk of the money, the bulk of the capital injection, the hotels that are using our resources, right, and generate huge capital injection. Jamaican people, we are talking about that the hotel industry is actually making roughly about $4.8 billion per year. But let us ask the question: how much of that, what the hotel made, is circulating throughout the Jamaica economy? This is the question, you know. And so then the government has to change direction, because we can't continue to be a service industry, right, where our people now have been, you know, not getting the maximum benefit. We are not getting the maximum benefit. And then here it is that we spend billions of dollars of taxpayer money, you understand, building up these infrastructures, and then guess what? Later, we divest them. So what does it make sense? Right? Let me take this call. How does it make sense? Caller, you are on the line. Mystic Sensation.
Yes, good morning, Mystic. My name is Bonnie.
Yes, good morning, Mystic. Good morning, sir.
Yes, I am living at Jardis Plain in Westmoreland, pretty close to Foom Factory.
Yes.
Do you know where that is?
Yes, I know where that is.
Yes, last night I haven't had any sleep. I never slept last night. I was just waiting on the day to come. And I was the first one voted for Ian Hayes.
Thank you.
So I'm going to get a little sleep now, Mr. Jeff, Mr. Mystic Sensation.
Yes. Bless up yourself, my boss. Really appreciate that. Bless up yourself.
Yes, I just got to tell you that.
All right.
And I know Mark Golden will be the next Prime Minister.
Okay.
How was the turnout?
How was the turnout? Yes. How was the turnout in that area?
A lot of people were there, because when I woke up this morning, when I reach over there, it's a walking distance where I'm living. And when I reach over there, the line was very, very long. And you know that I went right up to the gate, and they called 35. I didn't know what my number was, and I showed it to a lady, and she said, yes, it's 35. And I was the first one who went inside.
All right.
Yes, because, you know, when when I vote, when I marked the X and took it back to her, I marked the X on the ballot and took it back to her. She dropped it into the ballot box, and somebody said, "No, don't do it. Turn back the box upside down. Let me see what it is." And she opened the box and turned it over. My ballot was the first one.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So thank you for that. Really appreciate you exercising your constitutional right there.
Yes, ma'am, I have to do that. I'm a PMP from birth.
All right.
I'm a PMP from birth with Mystic Sensation.
All right. Blessings, my brother. Blessings.
Mr. Byron and Miss Anne Marie.
All right. Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Bless up.
Bless up. All right.
Yes, sir. Be of good courage.
Thank you.
Same to you.
Same to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're welcome.
So, melting pot. This is what we are saying, melting pot. The billions of taxpayers' money that's spent right, to build all these institutions, right? The sugar industry, create here Jamaica and all what we can create it as a result of taxpayers' money. And now that we've seen the divestation of these entities, we are saying these persons who are now shareholders, are fully owned assets, right? They are making now maximum profit. So then we are asking, why then the government, right? Because we vote for the government to look out for our interests, right? And we are saying that, okay, all right, the government, we expect them to, lead, right? And lead us as it relates to in a good pathway, right? Just like a shepherd is going to lead, right, the sheep and direct them into the right pathway. So why are we voting for people who lack the skills and talent in terms of looking at a failing institution then, right? If you look at an institution, just like, all right, let us use the JUTC bus, for example. Yes, there you go. Let us use the JUTC bus melting pot, for example, and under Andrew Holness administration, right? You have seen the bus system losing billions and billions of dollars, right? So Andrew Holness administration cannot find the ways and means as it relates to what are causing the leaks, what are the reasons for JUTC not to operate in an efficient way. Hold on, melting pot, because I'm going to make a comment now. Yes, Carla, you're on Mystic Sensation. Go ahead.
Yes, hello, Mystic. You're on the right course now, Mystic, and I want to add something.
Yes.
You see, we made the politicians in Jamaica the highest paid politicians in the Caribbean, right?
Yes.
We have other minimum wage workers in the Caribbean who work in a lot of the same hotel chains. They make $5 and $6 and $7 an hour doing the same work. If we just increase our Jamaicans who work in the hotel sector, bring up their wages to those in the Caribbean, that's a lot of money circulating along with the 3.5 we Mark talk about,
Because you'll increase purchasing power.
Yes, and the next thing, the government is missing out on taxes when the government have all these big companies, have all these workers and contracts. And it's the same thing happening in the backside center. So a part of our big problem is that we have people who in charge of the labor ministry. The labor ministry is always sailing Jamaica. How can you have a big industry like the tourism? It's one of the largest employers in the country, and they have no representative. That's my 2 cents.
All right. Thank you very much, Carla. Let me just bring in melting pot here, right? So melting pot, as we are saying melting pot, right? Let me just bring you in here, melting pot. As we are saying melting pot, that billions of our tax dollars being spent, you understand, creating some of these industries, right? And but yet, right, later years we have seen the government now divesting them, right, to their friends and cronies, right? Because they don't have the need to run and operate, right, these entities to make them become profitable. Then why their friends now have the ways and means to make these entities profitable, and the government could not be able to do so. Your take on it, melting pot?
My take on it is that is another Ponzi scheme that the Jamaica Labour Party them, commission into play. Because, previous government has built these entities as backbone of Jamaica economy to grow our country and to lift our people out of poverty. And they were being successful. But let us ask the question, what does it take to run a company or an entity efficiently? It just takes, a director board that has the qualified people, a board of directors, right, that are qualified, highly skilled and highly proficient to run the entity. And this is the same thing what the investors
hold on there. Let's just give an a development here. Right, let's put it up. We are getting to a development because we have to give the people the update the daily activities going on.
Okay, let me just share. Here it is.
Actual organic conversation. Are you actually having real people raising these issues, or is this giving a politician a time to shine because they planned it?
And I know that you have, you also have a take on that, especially with the use of the bots.
Well, I think there's something called astroturfing, which is the idea of whether it's a newspaper post or any politician's post that you see lots of comments on. They're saying similar or the same thing over and over, like it's on message. And if you click on a profile, and people can go on itself and see, and they say, oh, the profile is all registered on the same date. It has very, like, you know, names.
Sorry, 1 sec, guys. Move it along a bit.
Vote out again. I need to show a strength of force. The easiest way to do that is just to have bots do it.
And Sophie, as we wrap up this conversation about social media and how we can use it effectively in messaging, as we now look forward.
Okay.
The indoor agents are getting ready to receive persons. And this, I think, is in St. James. We see lots of elderly persons in St. James who have been going out very early. And I suspect, especially if you live out west, Rohan was explaining that it is in your best interest to vote before maybe 12, because the forecast is for rain and lots of rain. This is in St. Mary. The streets look empty right now, but it wasn't really that way. Again, these are scenes from very early this morning, right before the polling stations opened. And you will see also, not in these videos, but we have observers, this young lady obviously elated that she has just voted. I just love this finger, you know, democracy again is on full display in Jamaica. And again, we will continue to bring you live coverage throughout the day. Are we going to take a break now?
All right. So we will be monitoring that. And when we have the updates, then we switch to that and show you the updates. So we will tag along with the updates by TVJ as we go along while we are covering other stuff. So yes, Melvin Pat, go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying, you know, I know it just take a selected group of people at the top to run an entity or a company. So you're gonna have a proper board of directors. You're going to make sure you have a good personnel officer who will recruit the right people for the job, good management structure base, and, you know, a good enthusiastic bunch of workers. And all you need to do is look investment. So you go and you source your product, if it's to individual or to other country market. And that's what it takes to run a business successfully. Now, if we look at our sugar industry, you know, sugar never stopped using in Jamaica, but somehow Labour government decided to divest that. You understand? People don't stop taking airline, yeah. But the Jamaica Labour Party government decided to sell that. Cement have been used daily in Jamaica to build the country. But them sell Carib cement to Trinidad and it becomes Portland cement. And the list goes on and on. The GPS, right? The airport, the wharfs, the hotels. Why did we build these things in the first place? Which other country does this type of practice? So it is a Ponzi scheme. And if you notice, only the Jamaica Labour Party participate in this type of activity. So it's not just cash plus only SSL, you know, even the country asset, they put it in a Ponzi scheme. They make millions of dollars from these activities that they practice with our assets, right? The one them that don't sell outright, them sell majority shares, okay? And so they rely on a service commission that cannot run the country. Yeah, so I don't want people think that, well, you know, when a guy like Lollipop Jar, Edmund Bartlett come out and make this lavish speech about tourism and how thriving it is. You know, it's thriving, but not for Jamaica and Jamaicans. It's benefiting who actually now own these entities, whether by lease agreement or sale. They are the one who are benefiting, not the country. Even the Jamaican people working in the hotel, they are not benefiting to the extent that they should. They are being underpaid. They are contract workers. The long-term benefit is not there as it relates to what they will get when they retire. Nothing coming from these entities that they work in. Because a contract worker, you hire today, you fire tomorrow. These people don't want to pay redundancy package. They avoid all these things. They don't want to be responsible for your pension. You understand? So it is just hanky-panky business as usual when the Jamaica Labour Party is in power. And our people suffer as a result. And our people must decide which way the wind is blowing. For too long, they have been suppressed, yeah, depressed, and subjected to even discrimination in their own country. You understand? And we see outsiders coming in and reaping the spoils, benefiting immensely, becoming billionaire. Look at Kenny Benjamin, born in India, come to Jamaica in 1985, 4 decades now, but he's wealthy. Why didn't he stay in India and does the same type of business? He couldn't. Because India would not give him the corruption lifeline that he needs. We know what the Jamaica Labour Party did. It was in front of us. You cannot have a businessman setting up his business, but when you look, whether it's security, whatever, but when you look, you see so many government officials around this one businessman endorsing this product. That tells you nepotism and cronyism right away. Kenny Benjamin was even endorsed in a way that Darrell Val said, we need to forget our security and use this product that Kenny Benjamin have to offer. But lo and behold, we have to use our state resource to accompany the springs when they were being attacked. So Kenny Benjamin did not have that. Was a Ponzi scheme again. But this guy is worth lots of billions of dollars in our country. So you are telling me now that there was no Jamaican in Jamaica who could have commissioned a security firm? This man have more than one security firm, you know. Guardsman, marksman, all type of man. You understand? And so there's no bidding process when it comes to awarding Kenny Benjamin company contracts. Because if you think say you're not giving him, you are giving him guardsman, marksman, the whole of them are the same. 3 companies him have. I can't remember the other one off the tip. I'm talking about him have 3 companies.
I don't see one person making any comment in the chat as it relates to poor signal.
Sound choppy.
Yeah. Okay, that gone out.
As it relates to our security aspect is only one man benefiting from that. Kenny Benjamin. You understand? And so we find that hard.
About me coming in with that?
No. We must look at other aspects in our society that we see corruption take over. The media. Corruption have a strong role on the media in Jamaica to the extent where they blatantly attack the opposition and lie on behalf of the Jamaica Labour Party. And that is misinformation and disinformation. And we see as a result of that, where the Jamaica shares has gone down because the listenership numbers has fallen as well. With severe CBM, acting in the correct manner in sacking Draws Davis, because CBM know that a change of government is imminent and they cannot keep Draws Davis there. Now, if Draws Davis was a credible reporter, CBM would want to retain him, but they know he's corrupt, so they get rid of him. So corruption, it does not enhance the growth in a country. What corruption does, it enhances the people who are the participant in corruption, and the masses is left to hang out to dry.
So cool.
I yield back the floor.
All right. Let us give you some update as it relates to what is going on with TVK. So we hear some things from TVK. Can you play that on?
Cycling in the United States relates to our working time and our wish to come back home and reside here. My concern, of course, is number one is health.
I'm not sure it's gonna turn out, but I pray it will be a little bit peaceful than in the 80s, right? And it will be successful. The people out there who know what they want, so they will vote for the right person.
Concept by the Gleaner that celebrates every part of the home building journey. From concept to comfort, we're capturing the full process. From concept to comfort.
Jody,
all right.
There have been cries about the arrangements made for persons who are disabled. In some of the polling stations, for example, you don't have ramps. In some instances, persons just don't understand the need, for example, of a person who is blind. There needs to be some kind of patience, and so there you have some people here, but there needs to be some kind of patience, especially when dealing with persons with disabilities, and they just want to do is to, like all of us, to exercise our franchise, and they should be allowed to do so. So I was very relieved when the EOJ said that, listen, we are making arrangements so that everyone who is on that voters list, who wants to cast their vote, that we will be making arrangements for everyone. So that's a good thing.
That's an amazing thing. And my co-host this morning, Cameron McCacken, on the Morning Agenda, spoke with one of our colleagues, Rohan, in health shirts in place, which is amazing. This ability to allow persons to access and to move into the polling stations and to go around. So making sure that we are mindful of this population, but also making sure, as well as Director Brown has said, that every single Jamaican who wants to be able to vote has everything that they need in order to do so today.
So Jody, we need to take a quick break now, but we will have more from our ongoing coverage after this break.
All right, and while they break, let us get into some of our our discussion.
Breaking up. Let Melting Pot take over. Let me just try and sort out the system.
Okay, all right. Melting Pot, I don't take over Melting Pot while they try to sort out the system. I don't know why our system is just under attack.
Okay, Samara. Yes.
Now,
To all our truly, patriotic Jamaicans, women abroad, it is time for us to look to the future and look to the future in a positive way. Because the future is what will enable you to sustain a meaningful life. A government that prides itself on corruption will not provide for you on a daily basis. That government will only come along once in a while to take a look at you and bribe you with corruption money. Now, as a Jamaican, I know that's not the way going forward. And this is why people in Jamaica have to rely on people overseas to aid them through times of needs, whether it's for back to school, whether it's for, their own purpose as it relates to things that they can't afford. Food on them table, that is one of the most depressing phone call you can get when somebody call you from Jamaica and tell you say them not have nothing for themselves and the kids, them broke. And you ask yourself, why? Why the Prime Minister and his member of parliament are so wealthy, but yet still the massive are so poor and living on scraps, basically. And it's down to corruption. Because if you don't distribute wealth for everyone in Jamaica, then you're gonna have the system become imbalanced, where the minority who sits at the top reap everything and the majority who is below have nothing. It takes away from education as well, as we all know. Because if you can't send your kids to school, if you can't buy the books for them to use in school, then it's just like there's nothing going on where education is concerned. So we have to make sure we get a government that prioritizes the basic amenity in society. That is key fundamental aspect to development and growth, even in household. You understand? We have to look at our elderly, how we care for them in society. We have to look at the working class, how you keep them enthusiastic as it relates to them going to work without having stress in them head. Because if you're in the workplace and you're stressed out, productivity diminishing up. You're not working with energy. You're just merely in the workplace, but you don't feel comfortable being at work. So there's a lot of social activity that need to be looked at. People have to be rewarded for the job when they go to work. People have to get the basic benefits after they finish their working life. So the pension must be good, that can sustain them life after work, and everything fall in place when that is in place. Because an elder person, you can buy your medication, you can put food on your table, you can pay a light bill and your water rate. But the government that prides itself on corruption take that off the card altogether. And so now they leave you no choice but to depend on them. And when you become dependable, you're at the hands of these corrupted people. They control your life. So today, as we all know, is a day of reckoning. Do not sell your vote to these traitors, these oppressors, these backbiters, these deceivers who come and deceive you and tell you lies and make you promises that they know they cannot fulfill. Andrew Wallace is now making promise to Jamaica people who are on minimum wages, promising them 100% increase, but government does not pay minimum wages. Minimum wages are being paid by people who primarily go and have a job, whether they work in the public sector, yeah, or whether they work in the private sector. But they are the ones that employ people to do those type of jobs, like domestic chores. You know, you're working in a wholesale, a bar, those kind of places, right? So that is not a government package that is passing it on to working class. So this is how Andrew Wallace go around and trick Jamaican. Guys, a brother and Nancy, you know. I know him as the professor of lie. I know him have a criminal mind at all time and a criminal intention. Andrew want to steal an election that is long gone out of his control by using these type of lying activity. You cannot increase minimum wage by 100%. What that will do, that will create more unemployment. Because if my expense to run my business, say for instance, is 200,000. But with Andrew Wallace increase, it's going to cost me 400,000. I have to look to trim my workforce. So if I did have 20, I have to reduce it to 10. So right there and then 10 more people become unemployed. Now look how many people now it's going to affect. That 10 individually now, just at a ratio of 5. Yeah? That becomes 50. So it's not just the person who will lose them job, it will affect them household. So we can't have this guy coming and blatantly lying because they want to save him skin from the high level of corruption where we know him under investigation for. And the one is just trying just to win an election to save himself. And we cannot allow that. Because remember, people, Andrew Wallace has so much unexplained wealth. It's unbelievable. You can imagine Andrew Wallace take over trucking from the ordinary people who have them truck. Where Andrew Wallace have nearly 200 trucks. Andrew Wallace had a building construction, but him not qualified for that. But him and him wife have invest vast amount of money in a real estate.
Hold up the melting pot. Let me test the system. Microphone testing 1, 2, 3. Are you hearing me correctly? Clearly, sorry.
Loud and clear from us.
Loud and clear?
What about everybody else? Is it still choppy or is it better?
Is it still choppy? Someone type in the chat. Are you hearing us clearly? Right. Honestly, we have been, our system just under attack. I don't know why. But obviously,
well, we know why. But it's an indictment on the Labour Party to attack a system that functions so well on a day-to-day basis, but come big day.
Yes.
From last night, they attack the system.
Yes.
This is a form of corruption as well. And this is what we are trying to show the people in Jamaica society. It is wrong. It is morally wrong. Ethically wrong. And we have to stamp out this type of behavior practice that only the Jamaica Labour Party seem to participate in. When the People's National Party is in power, they don't have the time for the corruption work, and malpractices work, They build the country.
All right.
They have so much.
Melting pot. Let us just switch, and we're getting some updates. A melting pot. We could just switch to the update and then come back back to melting pot for you to finish up. Let us just switch to the update, people, as we said, we are going to tag along, right, with the only stream, which is TVJ, that is providing that.
At 8 a.m., but he's not here as yet. Now, there are 6 names on the ballot to include Lawrence and the PNP's Dr. Dayton Campbell, but he already voted over in St. Anne. We spoke to one voter who told us because he was so excited, he got up from about 1 a.m.
The man when me put through him, you know, I'm broke that like it. I'm salary. Never 2 people.
I decided to vote for him this time again because
when me did, should I vote to them?
now things just got heated here in Eastern Westmoreland at the Cologne Infant School, where a PNP outdoor agent was in a brawl with a voter. Police had to intervene. Now, I also went to the Belmont Academic School, where the numbers weren't as high as here, and it was a similar issue as persons were affirming, and it was a long wait time. Now, I will continue to bring you the news over here in Eastern Westmoreland, as well as Western Westmoreland and Central Westmoreland. Stay tuned. Reporting for TVJ News, I am Kimberly Petty.
Thank you so much, Kimberly. And Jody, one of the things that I continue to see is the number of senior citizens in these lines. Many of them, they are used to waking up early and getting things done from very early. And so we are going to continue hearing the reports about the long wait times. Somebody mentioned to me that they were in one of the areas where the electronic machines, and these use the fingerprints, at one of those centers, there were delays, the person said, with older persons whose fingerprints are not as clear. And so they also have it's not that the machines are not working, but with a few of the senior citizens, their fingerprints were not as clear, but the process took pretty much 2 minutes. And you know, it was smooth sailing. So I'm happy to see the use of technology, and hopefully in the next election, there will be more polling stations where we will use the EVS, because that too lessens the wait time and the delays being experienced now by persons, as we saw there in Kimberly's report in Westmoreland.
I have no experience with the electronic voting machine, so I'm one of those people who enjoys the feeling of going, having my tiny little pencil, marking, and coming out of the polling station. I do think, though, that this move towards more electronic processing is useful, but at the same time, as always, caution is always to be called for, but making sure that older people as well get the support that they need, assistance with these machines, making sure that if your fingerprints are something that are not, as you said, easily read, that there is some sort of backup or accommodation allows for this process to go swiftly.
Yes. All right, hold on a minute, because I want you to go live with this information. All right. Yes, we have a caller, and we are going to make that caller speak. Right? Yes, caller, go ahead.
Yes, Mr. I just want you to know that the Guardsman group of companies,
yes,
is a feeding ground for the Jamaica Constabulary Force. What they do, they turn them over as district constable, and then they send them up the rock. And that is skullduggery. And
yes, you have to turn off the device in the background, caller. You have to turn off that device. That device is giving us a negative feed in studio here, so you have to turn off your device.
okay, you see the device turn off.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, I'm letting you know that Kenny Benjamin company, Guardsman group of company.
Yes.
Is a feeding ground for the Jamaica Constabulary Force. What they do, they recruit them as district constable, turn them over as district constable, and then they just start go up the rank.
Whoa, we never know that.
I'm telling you that.
Oh. So that's why the government awarded him $3.5 billion.
Yeah, man. Exactly.
Oh. Okay.
PNP to the world, man.
PNP to the world. And I know that do you acquainted with the Marksman group of companies?
I know a lot of security guards that, you know, they just go join the force like that. They just turn them over.
Okay, so to the part that you as it relates to your association, you would have known.
Yes, man.
All right. Thank you, Carl. And thank you for that.
Okay.
Blessings. Yes, Martin Pat.
Well, that's corruption for you again.
Exactly.
And at the mention of the high level of recommendation that Kenny Benjamin get from the Jamaica Labour Party, the type of endorsement that Kenny Benjamin get from the Jamaica Labour Party, I know it was corruption all along. Yeah, because here it is now, Guardsman group of company is undermining the police academy by sending their security personnel into the force as district constable. And they have been fast-tracked through the ranks. No wonder we see the type of policing that we are seeing in Jamaica in recent time. Because these people are not policemen if they come to the Guardsman system. It's an entire different protocol. The police training, security guard training is nothing. I know the process very well. You just go in, sign up your name, because them do a recruitment drive. You don't get no training. You get a little small test. Just reading and writing, not more. And then them give you a uniform and tell you which day to start your duty. Them give a shift on a piece of paper, your weekly shift. That's what them do. You understand? So them people can go into the police force and district constable. So you see what Kenny Benjamin is doing in Jamaica. This guy from India who find himself aligned to the Jamaica Labour Party is doing this type of activity. No wonder we see the airline from India with 246 Indian without any supporting document, flying, taking different routes, coming to Jamaica. Kenny Benjamin must be investigated under the new administration, and he must be stripped of his license. No two ways about that. How can the government award a man $3.5 billion in security contract, and that amount of money is just for one little region to supply security for hospital? It's not even like it cover the entire island. That is corruption to the core. This guy must be removed from Jamaica by all means under the new administration. We don't want these type of players anymore. These are the players that left Jamaica flat on its face. Where our economy is concerned, that Mama P and P seek assistance from the International Monetary Fund. So we have to get rid of these players. Too much. Enough is enough. We have to call on the new incumbent government to scour the entire island, scour it from corruption, lock up who's supposed to lock up, apply the same method that Singapore used. If we don't do that, then we are not doing anything. We must use the Singapore method. We see it work effectively. And we see as a result of that how successful Singapore has become. Singapore got independent after Jamaica. Singapore came to Jamaica in the 70s and took our model, our micro and our macro model back to Singapore. They use it to build Singapore. But we are in Jamaican. We are on the floor. So we have to change that. Mark Bolin and his new administration, we have these private sector people who we know are players in corruption scheme. Get rid of them. We don't need them. Replace them with Jamaicans. I'm calling for, Jamaicans to become investors in our own country. So you nationalize the whole aspect of Jamaica. Where you bring back the people to the table of negotiation. You sell them shares. If shares are sell, make Jamaican buy the shares. You put it on the stock market. Yeah, we have several Jamaican overseas and even in Jamaica who can buy shares. And Jamaica will own these entities that we are seeing, shipped off to foreign investors. What can we just come abroad and we make money and we sit down on it and we just send it back as remittance? But we don't participate in a no farmer activity when it comes to buying shares when a company has been, on the stock market and listed, for selling off its asset. Jamaica don't participate in that. Because when these sale agreements come aboard, they're not being tendered for the public. It's backdoor deal, which we know is corruption. Many of these entities that them sell, I know them never put it on the, bargaining table. Backdoor deal. I didn't even know, say, Norman Manley International Airport was up for sale. Neither Samstar. That's backdoor deal. So we have to move corruption off the landscape of Jamaica. Yeah, we have to jail these people. We have to give them prison term, long prison term too. And we have to move back the asset to where it belongs. Kenny Benjamin have a lot to answer to, Because even with the high robbery as related to the bricks, that was a Ponzi scheme. Because remember, when a bank lose money, the insurance cover it. Insurance cover that. I have noticed what's on the NCB bank money I get robbed. So that was a Ponzi scheme them run corruption ring. That's why we have to look for Michael Leachin. We have to look for Kenny Benjamin. We have to look for the entire Jamaican Labour Party cabinet. And we have to make a statement out of them that corruption will never again be tolerated in Jamaica. People must be afraid to even mention the word corruption out of them thinking about. You understand? Much less to participate in a scheme of corruption. They're crushing the island, man. Crushing the island. This guy just wants to have a grip on his country like it belongs to him and the Labour Party. Jamaica was built by the Labour Party government. Jamaica was built 90% by the People's National Party. And I will be so critical and say 100%, 90% of the building project in Jamaica was done by the People's National Party. And why? Because the People's National Party is for the people of Jamaica. The Jamaica Labour Party is for foreigners. Because they are capitalist mentality type of people. Right? Democratic socialism, It's all about self-reliance. That's the model. Where you can sustain your own self rather than depending on these garbage to come with a Buddhist bag, what we call handout, bribe with money. Them they don't act nowhere, it's not any other country. Them don't run them election like that, they don't campaign like that. You cannot use money to bribe people. But we say Andrew Hollis are doing our green bus the other day was wrong. And the eve of our election, the man had 9.5 years to do that and he never do it. He has never done that in the previous two campaigns, 2016 and 2020. But come 2025, when things look dark on him, he come out in a green bus and says a roving vehicle, mobile unit. What can go so? Is Andrew Hollis telling me and many more patriotic Jamaicans that what he did was not bought by him? Certainly it was bought by him. Giving people money for back to school. That's why you call the election and school term, September, when everybody's supposed to settle down and go back to school. You have the whole of the summer holiday, you never choose. If you announce it, the other matter of fact, he never called the date of the election. And Dr. Dayton Campbell called it. This is how this man is useless. Useless to Jamaica. Because of those corruption at the order of the day and the night for Andrew Hollis. Couldn't even call the date of the election because they want to call it in a back to school. And use the last.
Hold on a minute, because we want to get the system very clear. Jamaica will be coming on later. Pinksque will be coming on as well. Rattigan will be coming on. Rohan James will be coming on as well. So let me just scrap the system, right? Send you a new link because I don't know. This has been what you call corrupt. This thing has been corrupt. So let me just start afresh. You understand, where we just get out and just rinse the system new, right? And we come back. We are just going to do that in how many minutes on it?
As soon as I can, give it the minutes because I have to load everything else. Everything that was on there, I have to do it over. So I'll try and do it in 20 minutes to half an hour. I cannot give a definite time.
Okay. So Melting Pot, we have to break the system, try to clean up the system and come back within half an hour. Is that okay, Melting Pot?
Okay, sure.
All right. And then we're just gonna send out new links again. Right? Sorry for that.
All right.
But we have to fix the system because later. Yes, later.
If we have to do that, because we want the people here where we are said and enjoy the program.
And later, when everybody is on, we want everybody to be hearing what we are saying. So let me just break now and come back within 30 minutes, as what my wife said. So 30 minutes, tune in back, people. We are just going to clean up the system and we back up in 30 minutes. All right, thank you.
I know why you come to me with that foolishness, you know. You elect a prime minister, and is a prime minister run the country. It is time we learn to hold our leaders accountable for their actions and stop making excuses for them. Stop making excuses. Otherwise, go elect the people who really run in the country. And I don't want the right kind of stupid argument. Hold the people you elect accountable and stop making excuses for them.